The following presentation contains the personal opinions and views of the host and their guests. These views are their own and do not represent, reflect, or imply the official policies or positions of any organization, company, or association. Viewer discretion is advised.
Just hide. Put my 45, don't get out of line. Yeah. Ooh, pick a side. Only double lines we cross is dollar signs. Yeah. Hold up. Wait, I hear you just got paid. Make it rain.
G. Come on.
Said you, babe.
Oh, we got a little run.
Okay.
Hey.
Woo! Big energy. Let's go.
Well, y'all, welcome. Today we're gonna keep it classy and keep it cute. We're gonna focus on Married to Medicine. But before we get into it, we just got done listening to a Verzuz. So y'all know, if y'all was listening, we had the epic Tyrese versus Tank. And so we're gonna give a little quick, like, what everybody thought, and I'm gonna go to everybody. But I'm gonna say everybody thought that Tyrese was gonna win this one because just given the amount of just like personal singing songs that he has, I think a lot of people underestimated Tank and his discography. But I want to hear from the ladies. So I'm gonna start off with Mandy. Mandy, what you think? I mean, for the little clips that you were able to see, because I know like sis was in the movies. But what was your vibes? What was you thinking? We had some special guests. We just talked about your boy. Go ahead, girl.
Side note, don't go see Project Hail Mary. Waste of your time.
Okay.
What is that? Let's start there.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't even do it.
That's with Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Don't go see it. Don't even watch it when it come on the Peacock. Sorry, y'all.
Hey.
Okay.
We just wait for Super Mario Brothers, okay?
Yeah, okay.
That's all we look, my household is waiting for that.
My thoughts is I am a huge Tyrese fan. Like huge. But I know he got some screws missing. So I did not expect this to go in a sane way, you know. I knew it was gonna be some shenanigans. As soon as I turned on the Verzuz when I got out the movies, that's when Jamie Foxx was on the stage. So my first impression was, okay, I like what's going on. Then we got to minute 6 of this performance. And we start harmonizing about what Jamie Foxx's name is and can kiss people's lips. And then I started to think about, Jamie, you don't like black women? Who are you talking to in this crowd? Then I got into why is he singing this like this is a church breakdown, like we finna get escorted into the heavens or something. And I got kind of frustrated because I'm like, is this a Verzuz? What is going on? And you could tell he didn't want to get off the stage. So I was like, okay. And as soon as this was going on, I said, Tyrese finna get on this stage and act a fool after this.
You already know.
What did he do? Right? I said, this is going to really make him mad. I already know, because this is like 15 minutes of a performance. We supposed to do one song, move to the next, move to the next, move to the next, move to the next. So I said, yeah, he finna on this stage and act a fool. Soon as I said that, he got it. I'm done. Catch me outside. Bring my car around. Cool. So, yeah, that was my impression of the situation. I hope it goes good. It seemed like they was taking shots at each other, kind of crazy. Yeah. And the energy felt a little off, but like I said, I wasn't expecting too much from Tyrese because he already got them screws loose a little bit. But Tank has a podcast. He's very eloquent in his speech, and I knew he was gonna give some theatric. I liked his outfit. It was a lot going on up there. And he's one of my favorite songwriters, producers. So I need to go back and rewatch so I can see like the earlier things. But it did throw me off that he allegedly did his number one song twice because it was a remix with Trey Songz that kind of threw me off. I feel like he was kind of a little bit in it. So I could see how Tyrese got mad. So those are my quick thoughts. Gotta watch.
I think we should have let you in.
My bad. I got to the end.
Yeah, she got way more than I got.
Jeez. Okay. I'm gonna go to Jasmine.
Let's see what I think. I literally caught probably the last few minutes.
Dang, all of
so
y'all
let's-
just caught the last few minutes.
I'll be real
huh?
with you. I forgot. The funny part is I
Yeah.
told y'all it was today and I forgot that it
And
was
then
today. So
I
that's
guess
the whole
what
thing.
happened. That's how it
But
happened.
I just think it was wrong timing. I feel like this is something
Yes.
that should have been done in February 14th to be exact.
Yes.
On a
Yes.
Valentine's Day situation. It would
Yes.
have probably got more viewership, more people, just a little more marketing. Would have been a little bit better.
Come on, marketing.
I always knew that. I mean, it's funny. Like I know Tyrese songs probably more than I know Tank songs that I thought.
Mhm.
At least I thought. But as I was watching, I was like, oh, I actually know quite a few. But then the killer is Tank writes so much music.
Yeah.
It's like it's not fair. It's really not fair
Wasn't
because
fair.
look who has all the guests. He has who? LaToya Luckett, Jamie Foxx, Trey Songz, who was horrible by the way.
He was
And
supposed to bring out more people, but they couldn't make it
Yeah.
due to the whole TSA stuff. So it would have been a
it would have
really
been
unfair
ridiculous.
match.
And that's not
Yeah.
fair to Tyrese.
He should have got a
who-
producer. He should have got a producer songwriter matchup.
Yes, that would have made more sense. But back to my Trey Songz thing. It's so
Oh.
funny because earlier this week I was really saying, you know who need a versus? Trey Songz.
Who would
And
go against him?
tonight, I realized he don't need one.
He
Yes,
really
he do.
he don't.
Play the
Who he
song,
gonna
play
go
the
against?
So
That
this-
makes
so he
sense.
Play
he
the
needs to go
track.
to the original. Okay, here we go.
The
Yeah, he needs to go
format.
to the original format where we just played the tracks and kept
Yes.
it going. Because
Yes.
him live tonight, first I was like, oh, where have you been? Then I realized, oh, that's where you been. Okay, all right.
He also been
anybody
fighting
get-
weird cases.
Okay, that was gonna be my next point because
Because
my
he's
man
very
Trey
busy.
Songz have had SA cases against him for the last couple of
Years.
years. We ain't
Like,
finna
it's
sit here and
ridiculous,
act like
and they
that's
keep
new.
coming. So it's like for them to even bring him, I was very shocked as it was. I was like, why would they even allow him to get on stage or even? But hey,
Maybe
these
he
are
was
people-
close. Maybe he
these
was
are
the
also
only
people
celebrity
that-
that was close.
But these are also people that still kind of support R. Kelly. So that's that on that.
Valid
Um,
point.
So yeah, that's what I thought about Versus. I thought that they should have moved. It should have been in February. I think that I'm be honest. I just wanted TGT. I'm petty. I just really wanted TGT. I didn't
Yes.
really care what
We
y'all was
got
doing solo wise.
TGT
I wanted
concert.
Genuine to come up the middle and sing "I Need," and I would have been okay, and that
Yeah.
would have been my night. Maybe it's still happening. It's probably still going on. I don't even.
No, so
No, it's
Jackson, what
over.
they said was Genuine
Oh.
was actually supposed to be the surprise act at the very end, and they were supposed to close together. But because of the TSA stuff, he couldn't make it.
See, this is my problem. He should have been there 2 days ago. Why are
And
we
then they
waiting?
also
else to
said-
travel?
And then they also said that they're actually coming out with a second album. So they announced it today.
Didn't they just see? I'm
Good.
seeing
We'll
this. Did
see.
just say that they was done with each other like 2 months ago?
I don't know. That's on hurriest.
And Tank said, I'm not
so.
doing it with them no more. I love them, but I'm not doing this with them no more.
Yes.
Hurry.
But
well, we
Tank
got to
also
see
quit
in real
music
time.
every
Go
other
ahead.
What's that
Tank
song?
does.
quits music every other day.
That's my song too. Take it wrong.
I'm a TGT girl. So I'm going to
too.
let
I
Shay go
need-
before I go.
Oh.
Come on.
Hurriest.
Come on,
So
Shay.
I was telling
Very easy.
Amanda before we started podding that I think that Tank is more of a songwriter singer.
Yes.
Like he reminds me a lot of Neo. I mean,
Yes.
I think Neo is a better
Ooh.
singer,
Correct.
but I tend to like.
Wait, who's a better singer?
I think Neo is a better singer than Tank.
I agree with that.
You think Neo?
I agree with that,
I
Shay.
do.
Shay, I'm with you. I'm with you there. I'm with
I
you
do.
there, Shay.
I think he's a better singer
Thank you, Shay.
than Tank.
And he has better
That's,
solo
that's
records.
definitely a preference
And
thing.
he has better solo records.
He has
Neo
better
has
solo
better
records,
solo
and
records.
but I think they could go hit for hit as far as
No.
songs that they have written.
Neo was right. He did
No,
Jonte.
Neo
That was
is a
perfect.
better pen.
Irreplaceable.
Okay. Neo has better pen as
Neo
far as
has
like his
better everything
amount of
to
number
me than
ones.
Tank.
But I
Neo
can't
has
stand
better
that man's high pitched voice. And
I
he
love it.
sound really, really
for me, it's Tank.
non-masculine for
nasally.
me.
It's so nasally.
can't
It's
handle Neo for
so-
me.
Yeah.
I love
Tank
it.
sings too
Tank
hard.
can
Thank
sing
you,
down
Shay.
though.
He
But
remind
Tank
me of a
can sing
male
down.
Fantasia. He a male Fantasia and
Yes.
Jennifer Hudson. I don't want to
He
hear that.
sings too hard. Like you can see it. Like when he is singing, like his neck.
You can see it.
He's
Thank you,
church.
Shay.
It's
Tank
a
is
lot.
church. Tank is church, and that's
I don't
maybe
want church
and
in
I
my
think
R&B
that's a
sometime all the
different.
time.
That's the difference, I think. But everybody has their
But-
opinion. I love this.
But
Go
when
ahead,
when
Shay.
we talk about when we talking about getting down, I don't need the Lord in that. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
I'm trying to.
But I
Thank
also
you.
don't want no high pitched man singing to me either. That ain't sexy. Neo,
But see,
Robin
I think
sexy.
Neo is
He is
clever in
so
writing.
Robin
not
Thicke,
sexy. Maxwell's
Falsettos.
sexy. Maxwell's sexy. I don't even
They
get the dream
sing
sexy
high.
with falsetto. Neo just give I want to be sexy and I'm trying too hard because I give kind of femme.
To me, all
and I
Neo
just
songs
can't
sound
get
like a
with Neo.
demo. All
I
of it sound like a
can't.
demo. All his songs sound like demo tracks to me.
I'm gonna say "Sexy Love" is definitely one of my favorite
Come on, Shay, we
Neo
here.
songs.
Shay, we're
Like,
here.
But you know what? Darian loves Neo. Again,
say
unpopular
the
opinion.
Exactly, my brother
Darian
does.
loves Neo. He when I say he loves Neo, he loves Neo. And every
And he
time
sounds
he played one of them
amazing live,
tracks,
and he puts a great show
that
on.
was the one song. She got her own remix.
Oh, with Jamie Foxx.
Love it. What?
I just
Second favorite Neo song.
Jasmine, I'm with
Fabulous.
you.
Oh
I'm
my
on it.
gosh, Shay,
Okay,
you got it. You got it.
I'm a
All
girl.
right.
I'm a Jodeci. I'm a
Yeah,
Teddy Pendergrass.
sing
I
it to
love
me.
all that. I love all that rough singing.
We got,
Yeah, me
we gotta
too.
keep it. No,
Me
we
too.
gotta. We're talking
Sing
about
it to
eras.
me.
We gotta
I need
keep
to know
it
you
in
mean it.
thousands.
I gotta know you
No,
mean
but
it.
this
I
is what we're
just-
saying,
think he
Maddie. Why we
meant it.
like Tank because he sing it down like the
this is my
artist that
question
she
to y'all.
just said.
Speaking of this, like you said, you like Tank solo music. I need you to name me 5.
That's what gets tricky. However,
That's what I'm saying about
his voice.
Tank. Like, name me 5
But this is
solo
why
bangers.
we thought that Tyrese, because Tyrese has a lot more personal number one.
thing- exactly.
But let's get to it. Okay, so
He's
we'll end
mental. He was never gonna win.
Tyrese
Like,
is a
he was
point.
never gonna win.
They said his
I
mental is
feel
gonna
like-
stop him at every point.
I agree. The
If
mental is
you
never
watch,
gonna
so
allow
Mental
him.
capacity cannot
I
hold a
watched the whole
versus.
thing, and
I watched a good
you
portion
could
of it
tell
too,
he was
Shay.
about to start
Cry.
freaking out because his sound was allegedly messed up. He
It
accused his
wasn't.
background singers
His
of
background was
working
trash. I'm
for
sorry.
Tank and not really working for him.
I thought they did good.
I thought the background
Horrible.
singers were great.
I did
Sound good
too.
on my-
Something else.
Not on my
So
feed.
Tank had played this Aaliyah song that he had written, "Come Over,"
Yes.
and then Tyrese
He
said
sung
something,
background.
something slick.
What is
And
that?
I forget exactly what he said, but
He was just on background
but
vocals, probably.
crowd started
He
getting a
was
little,
just on background vocals. And it
but-
took a while for him to get his name credited as a feature on that song, just so y'all know.
yes, of course it did. I mean,
But here's what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say this.
Was it Black Ground
Everyone
Records?
is saying
Background
this,
mhm.
and okay, it felt like it felt
him.
like Tyrese should have won because he actually has more personal singing number ones that all of us know. I mean, you got Sweet Lady, you got Lately, you got. I
What
mean,
am I gonna do?
there's no reason. And you know what it gave me? It gave me the Mario versus Omarion, where everybody thought Omarion was going to dust Mario because they can't think of as many hits. But Mario vocally and performance-wise tore it down. And I feel like that's what happened with this one. Both people
What was
can
the
sing.
other one, Jasmine? Jada Kiss versus, it was like Jada Kiss them versus
Locks versus Dipset.
Oh, that one, because everybody was like, Dipset finna win, Dipset finna win.
Baby,
and
they did not
the
account for
Locks
Jada
came
Kiss.
in and they did not account
Yeah,
for
he a
that,
different type of animal.
stage presence. Yeah.
And the
I
thing
just
with,
think-
like, yeah, go ahead.
No, I just think with this one, just watching it from the portion that I did see, I didn't see the very beginning, but I came in at a pretty good time and watched majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like Tyrese was just such a poor sport. Now y'all know Tank on top.
Always is.
And you know Tank is
This
gonna
is
get
his
under
problem.
your skin. He was talking about that turtleneck, baby, made a song about the turtleneck.
He did.
It was so petty. The audience started singing a song about the turtleneck that Tyrese had on.
Now,
I ain't
why he
gonna lie.
do him like that? Come
it
on.
was
You know that
pretty
man
because he
mentally
knows-
is not all
because
the
he
way
know-
there.
It was pretty interesting. But what I love that Tank kept saying is like, what y'all don't understand is we can play with each other because this is my brother in real life. Like
Can
he kept reiterating, like, we go way back. This is my brother, but it didn't
was
help that
one-sided.
Tyrese did not feel that way. He kept getting really like y'all. It got so bad. He literally on one of his segments, he just quit. The band started playing, and he was like, "I'm gonna just get a time to Tank." And I think he just tried to change stuff because it was just like he got in his head, and I was like, "Dude, you got
to the list.
hits."
Stick to
Yeah.
the list.
Like, don't get it twisted. And I
Tyrese
think
got
that's
them
the song
hits.
that he was getting ready to play was not like, unless you like knew his album and knew his music, you probably didn't know a lot of his stuff. Versus, which I do think was a little unfair. I didn't realize Tank's discography was so big.
Yeah,
I mean,
like how
he
you
was
have a
playing
songwriter
stuff.
against me.
He was playing
Yeah.
stuff that I was like, that is current music today. Versus Tank
That's
is
not
more like
fair.
he
That's not fair.
ain't came out with a new album in
That's
forever.
not fair.
So
Yeah.
like,
Time
you know,
out. Yes,
Tank,
he did. Last year, nobody bought it. But go ahead.
Oh, that divorce album.
Yes. Shame on me.
Yeah.
Shame on me. All that mess. Well, not mess.
Oh, what's
I'm
her
Beautiful,
name? Husband.
beautiful something.
Beautiful
what's her-
summer? No. Whatever.
Erica Campbell's husband. What's his name?
Warren
Warren.
Campbell.
Warren. He did that. Shame on
Ellie
him.
Andrew was
Okay.
on it and all the things.
Okay. Well, what
Double-
I'm gonna say is I felt like Tank brought out more people because clearly he wrote for more people.
Right. Tyrese don't
Then
write.
you have
Tyrese is a
Tyrese.
movie star.
But here's the thing. He didn't do as great of a performance because he was so in his head and worried about
Yeah.
the band, worried about the and I thought the band was slamming. That's what I told y'all in the thing. I'm like, I love that both people got real bands. They both
That's the first
got
time I've ever seen
background
that.
singers.
Yeah.
Like I felt like it was a good night for music to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a good
So
night
you
for
proving
music.
your point, Marla. You proving your point by saying that he was more concerned about his performance because that's all he has. He doesn't have I write for this person, I produce for this like you said, he's a movie star who got some great hits from the 90s, early thousands. So he gotta make sure if he think he gonna have a chance to win, that performance has to be 10 out of 10. So if stuff start going wrong, then you seeing this man joking on you and the crowd
I mean, that
joking on
turtleneck thing, thing was crazy.
Then
I ain't gonna
he
front.
he digging in the Aaliyah bag, the LaToya bag, the Jamie Foxx
come
bag,
out,
the
Jamie
you
come out.
know.
And then
But
one
did
of the other
Did he
songs,
play
Pleasure P.
naked? Did he play
No,
naked?
yes, he did. Yes,
play
he
naked.
also
Like,
did.
come
Y'all,
on.
He
did
did.
y'all know
Oh.
he wrote stuff for Omarion? I had no.
Oh, he did.
idea.
Oh,
Omarion.
Didn't he write Icebox too?
Girl, all I'm saying
maybe
didn't
is
do
the
Icebox.
underground. I
He
think
didn't do
underground.
Icebox.
did that.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
We did.
Okay, 'cause
Oh,
that's
for
not-
sure.
I
Oh,
was
for
just
sure.
like, okay, this is not
Naked,
fair
yes.
because now
What about Touch?
we're bringing in.
Mm-mm.
I don't
That's
know
a
what he
Pharrell
did. I
production.
don't know.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That does sound
Got
like
you.
Pharrell.
It does. As soon as you say it's so crazy about
Yeah.
Pharrell. As soon as somebody say that's a Pharrell, you be like, duh. Like
Yeah.
His
And
music
Yeah.
definitely had his DNA all over it. All his
Yeah,
music.
Icebox
it
was
does.
Timberland.
Yes.
ooh,
I can see-
I can see that.
I can see that too with the.
I love
beatboxing
producers.
and all of
That's
that.
why I like verses though. Like
But
to wrap
that's the
up the
problem.
verses thing, kind of like I think we missing the point. The whole point of verses was you want to hear the people behind the music so you can gain their musical identity to be able. Because to be honest, I knew nothing about no Sean Garrett, no Scott Storch, but
Mhm.
they
We knew
opened
Scott
my
Storch.
eyes. I did it.
What's
I
his
did
name?
it.
Javion. What's his name? He out of Atlanta. He did all Mariah stuff.
He's
He did,
up and coming. Ain't he
Jermaine
up and
Dupri?
coming?
No. He old.
a-
He old.
Oh,
It's like
Jonte?
there you go.
Jonte
Austin.
Austin. Yes,
Yeah.
his with Neo. Like I learned so much about who makes my favorite music. So now I could kind of like put them in like boxes. Like they have an identity. That's what made it so cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Artist
it
not
made
as
it
fun.
so cool.
Yeah,
And
I
artist
see
is not
why
when
they put
mixed
them
it.
together
I
because they're
don't. That's
singing. No,
unfair.
because they come out of the same group, but
I
they
get
did
it.
not account for Tank's
Yeah.
writing
That was it.
credits.
That
and
was-
I
that
and
was
I
wrong
just
for
think that's
Tyrese.
why it was an unfair match.
But
Tyrese has never
see,
written for anybody
and
else.
It's not about being unfair. I think in a battle, you need to know your opponent and
Ooh,
understand that your opponent is
hey.
do everything that they need to do to get into your brain. And I think that's why Tank was successful because he was living rent free in
Yeah.
Tyrese's head.
But if
was.
you know their
Nobody gets you.
relationship, or watch them interact,
It makes
this
sense.
is what it is. This is what it is all the time.
Yeah.
But not to say.
Oh, then let
also-
me tell y'all how petty this was. One of the most pettiest moments of the night. So Tyrese do a song featuring Tank, and he sings it.
Mhm.
And why does Tank not know the lyrics? So he cut it off at his part.
Yeah. He said, "I'm happy you didn't play the rest because I didn't." That's actually where I tapped in. He's like, "How you
I
didn't play the
was
rest because
like-
I don't even know that song." But it sounds
Oh my
old and
God.
dated. But that ain't my
Oh my
business.
I
God,
don't
this
like
is
that.
so
That's
bad.
kind of mean.
That was
See what I'm
so
saying?
bad.
Now y'all
But
finna get
this
me
the
on
thing.
Tyrese's side now, y'all.
But
Now
here's
y'all
the
finna-
thing with Tank. Tank is also a producer, so he knows where to place his songs. He know what
Yep.
band
No,
to get.
he don't
knows
know
what order.
lyrics. He don't remember his lyrics. I'm gonna tell y'all that's part
No,
of the
but
problem
she
too.
she
That's
mean
why
like the order of a
No,
She's talking about
show.
the order of the
of the
song, the
show.
order of the
Like
show, like where
that
to
is
place
true.
your
The
music.
best part of
Like-
verses is if you, like you said, so you gotta know your opponent. Like if I'm going against Mariah Carey, I'm saving the biggest hit I ever had in my life. When she played "We Belong Together," that's my cue. I gotta bring it out the
Yes.
back. Like you
You
know,
better.
like I gotta bring it out the
You
back. Like
better.
you have to
You
know
better.
where to like put. Okay, when they play this, I'm gonna play this. Like
It's supposed to
and the
build.
and the best
Yes.
verses play off each other. So like they'll have like one of my favorites was Neo and Jonte Austin because they did like, oh, this is my favorite breakup song, or like this is my favorite like Dirty Mackin song, and one played Last Time and the other played Let Me Love You. Like
Yeah.
let's see who got the best. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like
You're
I
matching.
like
You're
that.
matching
Let's
the
match
energy
it
for
bar
energy.
for bar.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
judge. I got the best.
So what
I
I'm
agree.
hearing
I
is
got the
we
best.
didn't need the vocalist to go
No.
hand in hand.
No.
We really
It
need
always
more
go left. That's when it
producers.
always go left. When you start
We
bringing
Yeah.
egos
need
and
to
vocalists,
play
it
the
go left.
song. Play the
Play the song.
song for me, because I like when who was it? Who went against Sean Garrett? I forgot who went against him. The Dream. It
I
was
don't
the
know. I didn't
Dream.
watch that
Mhm.
one.
It was
It
a
was the
dream.
Dream
Okay.
because they
And that
both
was
got into their Beyonce bag
Beyonce.
because Sean Garrett was like first album B-Day kind of stopped in the middle of I Am Sasha Fierce, and the Dream is I Am Sasha Fierce on. So they was
On.
going back and forth like these my Beyonce tracks. Nah, this my Beyonce. Like I like that.
That's a different type of bag to get into.
like
Mhm.
that.
When you start going to see a Mariah Carey, like yeah, you start going to see a
When
Mariah.
Jonte, and it was Irreplaceable from Neo, and then it was We Belong Together.
Neo
No,
got a writing bag like
Come
nobody's
on.
business.
No.
Jonte had Be Without You, Mary J. Blige. Like we was going bar for bar, hit for hit.
But Shay, I get what you mean why you brought up Neo, because him and Tank are similar in a sense. They both have their own songs,
Mhm.
but then
Yes.
they also have bigger hits that they have written for other people.
Yes.
So it
Exactly.
just wasn't fair to Tyrese. And I get it. We were trying to do an R&B night. We were
We're not
trying
saying
to like
it was
bring
genuine.
R&B
We're not
into
We should have been
wasn't fair.
Tyrese and Genuine because neither one
Or
of them
You're
right.
not gonna
Tyrese and
say it
Joe.
wasn't fair, Shay? You don't want to say it
It's
wasn't
not
fair?
fair.
You think
No,
it was fair?
I don't think it wasn't fair. I think
I don't
that
either.
if y'all are really friends, you know each other
Should have
very
been Tyrese
well.
and Joe.
So
Now you're talking.
you knew what you was getting into.
Because that's what
Yeah.
that's what the people compare to anyway. That's who the people compare
Like
him
it
to
should have
anyway.
been Tyrese and Joe.
It should have been
Absolutely.
Tyrese and
That's it.
Tank. I feel like Tank and Joe.
Tank and Joe. I think
First of all,
Tyrese and
Joe is
The
a
thing
better
is, Joe
both of
writes
them do.
music and nobody knows
No,
about
Joe's
Two
a better
does.
singer for sure, but I feel like
And Big,
when we-
and I gotta play his Big Rich
I want to
Town.
know. I want to know. Will take everybody down.
Thank
I'm
you.
I want to
sorry.
know. What is it?
all the things
Yes.
a man won't do.
All the things that
Stutter?
man won't do.
The
Stutter.
whole
not
My
even
Name
talking
Is Joe
about-
album. The whole
Wasn't
album.
he
But
writing for
I
like
think-
JoJo at some point?
Yes,
Okay, so now
like-
he writing. Nope.
Okay,
he
dang,
writing.
you're right. Okay,
We
so
can't
maybe
do it.
Genuine and Tyrese would have been better.
Tyrese and Genuine should have been Tank and Joe because I feel
They
like
don't
those are
write.
the two
They
they
don't
compare.
write.
I still feel like Genuine would have beat him.
Genuine does not write.
Genuine would have beat
Genuine
him
don't
for sure.
write.
It should have been
No.
Tyrese and Genuine, if anything,
Okay.
and it should have been Tank and
They
Joe.
would have got him. He could have just played Pony and that's it.
Ooh, Joe. That's
Yeah,
a man.
That's my.
true.
Now let me say that's
Okay.
a man
All
right there.
right.
That's a
We
singing
can
man
talk
right
music. We can
all
talk
day
music
long. I'm
all
sorry.
day.
When we talk about music, we can just
We
keep
can
going.
talk music all day, but we had to listen, especially like before we got on here, it happened. So I had to bring it up.
Mhm.
Wait,
All
sorry.
right.
Hold on, Marla. Wait. Last thing, we're not gonna get into it deep. Hypothetical. I mean, like
gosh, Mandy.
hypothetical. In my head, I would have. I know this would never, ever happen.
Don't tell me.
And it's kind of not fair because one is a songwriter and write her own music. But I would love to see a Beyonce Mariah Carey.
I knew you was gonna say that, girl.
It will never happen.
Never.
And you know what?
Mariah
Beyonce
Carey's
would say
like-
blasphemy because she gets all her writer credits for all of her music.
But Mariah
It
writes
shouldn't
about
even be
herself.
writing like that, but that's
Yeah,
cool.
like Beyonce
I'm just
writes
saying,
and produces.
she
This is what I'm saying.
is
Beyonce is
her
a
writing credits.
producer. She's a producer, but
Yeah.
she knows
but
how to put it
Mariah-
together.
Yeah, Mariah is that peer. She taught me words in her music.
She did.
Incessantly is in one of her songs. Like she taught
Elusive.
me word. You know what I'm saying?
I was
Okay,
listening
say
to
something. I'ma let it go.
Let me
Honey
tell
with
you who
Marlo,
not.
and I was like elusive.
Baby, I was in my fellows and they started playing Heartbreaker. I said, girl, let me go get this
Come
Mariah playlist together. Because what is happening right now?
The
Why am I
Roof-
bopping this hard?
Come on. Sorry.
Anyway,
I
yeah.
think I
That's
told
never gonna happen,
Amanda,
but go ahead.
but
Hit for
when
hit though, who would y'all have? No songwriting. Hit for hit, Beyonce or Mariah Carey. That's so hard, right? I
It's a
couldn't. I
tie.
can't pick.
I'm gonna
It's
be
a
real with
tie.
you. If I would have to choose, it would probably be Mariah. I ain't gonna lie to
Because
y'all.
she has
Amanda
a,
said
Mariah has a deeper
Mariah.
catalog.
Because Mariah's content is Beyonce's just now
Deeper.
starting to talk about stuff, maybe
Mhm.
and
True.
be Beyonce
True.
subtitled. Mariah been
All I'm gonna say is once I
My
hit
y'all?
breakdown, I'm breaking down.
Regular
I'm
breakdown
sorry.
does it for me.
Once
My
I hit
all-
breakdown, I'm breaking down.
my
Not
all.
all.
I'm
No,
a cry.
can we talk about MTV Unplugged, Mariah? When she hit that, what I can't even hit the octaves that she was hitting.
Yeah,
Like I
Fantasy,
can't like
fantasy.
Hero, One
I
Sweet
just-
Day,
oh
What's
once
the
we
one?
Always
did.
Be
Him
My
posing?
Baby.
What's the one about the
Oh.
rooftop?
The Roof.
I don't know, y'all.
It's called The Roof.
Emotion. No, we gotta start with emotions. When she
Vision,
first
a vision of love.
vision of love. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Beyonce
I
just started
don't
talking
know.
about some
I
good
Stay
stuff,
in
y'all.
Love.
No.
The
No, we
whole
going
emancipation of Mimi.
The whole
Yeah, that
Emancipation
whole
of Mimi.
album is
The
a,
whole
we belong together.
Yes.
The song of the century.
whole album.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
Mariah
It's like
Carey.
that.
I'm
we might,
Hold
we
on,
have to put our
Mandy.
lamp capes on.
Mandy, I can't wait to hate you.
We might have to put our lamb capes on.
okay.
I just don't
Okay.
know.
Mariah
Man.
clearing. Mariah clearing. I just thought.
Love
Mariah's
story.
Clearing.
Okay, y'all.
I don't
She's
know.
clearing.
I don't
She's
know.
clearing the girls.
I don't know. I mean,
Beyonce.
but no, I mean, y'all know we
Honey.
Beyonce stands, but I mean, honey,
We start talking about we gotta start with content. Like what she talking
I
about?
mean,
Mariah.
I
God, it's
mean,
hard.
it's
Like
hard.
I said, Beyonce
It's
just
hard.
told us. Beyonce 2 seasons ago just told us
Just
Jay-Z
told her
cheated on her.
Jay-Z cheated.
Like,
Yeah.
Hey, Mariah was singing about I've been locked in this cage with this man. I had one night with Derek Jeter, and I give it all. I'll give it all.
I give it all.
I give it all. To have one more night.
We ain't even did nothing. We just talking.
One more night. I risk it all. I risk my career,
Literally.
my riches.
And still
baby.
didn't end up with that man. Jesus.
Didn't even.
And we
and
also
that
just
wasn't even
gotta
her
talk about
boyfriend.
like
What even her boyfriend?
vocally. Mariah Carey is one of those singers that once she leave this earth,
It's
there
a
will
wrap.
never be another.
It's a wrap.
It's
a
like
wrap.
it's the same as like Whitney Houston.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
a
same
wrap.
as like
She's
it's the
she's
same
only
as
Mariah
like
is the last living diva
it's Celine
legend.
Dion. It's
Legit.
like there's certain
Yeah.
legends that once they leave here,
It's a wrap.
you can have people imitate them, but there will
a wrap.
never be another.
And never
Wrap.
duplicate.
And I just think Mariah, like vocally, the notes that she can hear that most people can't even hear, and the different octaves and
well,
registers.
the note she
like-
could hear.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, nobody knew what the notes were, but she knew.
Okay.
She could tell you what note it was.
I'm just gonna say
Well, she could probably still hear him, but
MTV Unplugged Emotions at the very
Hello?
end when she goes crazy. I'm just
Vision
saying.
of Love for me.
I mean, I ain't
Okay.
gonna lie. When she's yeah, it's a lot. We can go.
Right
Okay,
down
It's a
y'all.
lot.
in my
So we
head
can
right
do
now.
this. Mandy did this.
Dun,
Mandy
dun.
did this. Okay.
And she was the hood princess. That's why I
Mandy.
loved her. She was with all the hip
She
hop.
was.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Jay-Z, she was
Come
with
on, Buster. I mean,
Yeah.
Crazy Bone,
Oh,
Bone Thugs and
Busta.
Heart. Like she was
Yes.
with all the. It was a whole bunch of hood
ODB.
and her in the
Mhm.
middle. Like
I can make
come
it through
on,
the
man.
rain.
Come on,
Oh.
man.
Thank God I
Okay,
found
sorry.
you.
Okay,
Thank
we
Original
God
and-
I
I'm finna
found
say,
you.
and I think, and I like her cover of the Beautiful Ones by
Remix.
Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Her cover,
And Beyonce gave us
Beyonce
what?
did it too. Beyonce did cover that too. I do like Beyonce's
Cover
cover of
what?
Beautiful Ones more.
Of what?
Beautiful Ones
Ones
by
don't
Prince.
even-
by Prince. It was
Don't
in
even know it.
Glastonbury, the Glastonbury show. I watched that clip all the time. And it
Mm-mm.
goes into
I
Sex
don't
on
know
Fire
it.
by Kings Leon. She need to bring
Okay.
that back for Act 3. So don't let me get into that bag.
I
But
love
let's
Kings
move on. I'm
Leon.
sorry. 30 minutes of this. I'm sorry. y'all.
Sorry.
All right, we are at 30 minutes of talking
I
about
ruined it.
music. We are done.
Yeah,
We
this
are
took some-
going now into Married to Medicine.
Yes.
So, if you guys remember, and I'm sure you do, is hot topic of the week. Married to
Yes.
Medicine reunion happened on Sunday.
Mm.
And how explosive was it? It was explosive. I'm going to say, first and foremost, before we get into the meat and potatoes and get everyone's take on the reunion, I think we just got to give it to these girls first and foremost.
Mm,
When it comes to the ratings, when it comes to the casting, we've been
yeah.
talking a lot about Bravo.
Mhm.
A lot of shows getting canceled.
Yes.
Miami's
On
getting canceled.
pause. Yeah.
They're
All
trying to redo New Jersey. They're
Yep.
trying to
to
figure out Potomac.
And New
One
York.
thing we can say about Married to Med, a lot of those
consistent.
girls are still standing from
Yes.
the
Yes.
early season.
Season one. Season
Season
one.
one.
Mhm.
Season
Toya
Season
was season
one.
1.
1. Uh,
Jackie
we got
Simone.
Jackie
Jackie
Simone
Simone,
season
Toya
1.
Quad.
I just got to give it
Season
to these
1.
ladies. I mean, that is something to stand on. And for the longest, they've always felt like the stepchild because they weren't a
Of
real
Atlanta.
housewife
And they
franchise.
also run Atlanta. Yeah.
But I just got to say, I think they've proven themselves. If they haven't
Yeah.
proven themselves, they have proven themselves this season. And let's get into it to see what next season about to look like.
We also watched it
Um,
together, y'all, with
We
Darren.
did.
Yeah,
oh
we did. We were all together.
We also watched it
yeah,
together with Darren. Darren
we
really helped us out
did.
with the tip. Shout out to Darren. He helped us
Honorable
out.
mention. Honorable
Yes.
mention. And we are going to bring in some of his thoughts too into some of
Yes.
this because I think he had some really great takes from a men perspective, especially when we talk about like the men getting into it a little bit. We're going to bring in some of Darren's takes and maybe we'll invite him on the pod so y'all can get some of
Yeah.
his insight because he actually really watches this show. And I think he actually gave us some really good, like from a man perspective,
Yeah.
his feelings on a few things. What makes this show so great is it's real couples. And
Yeah.
although we may
Real
agree or
talk.
disagree with how they handle things, ultimately these are couples that
Married.
are still together.
20
They are
years
married.
in. Yeah.
And that's what makes the show so good and not performative for me.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
get into it. Okay. I think the first one, since we're talking about like people who've been on the show since season 1 and have had like a long standing friendship. I mean, talking about like when I remember they were in the same office building at one point and they used to eat lunch together all the time. Which is Simone and Jackie. Like we have seen their friendship go
Yeah.
through a lot. But I never thought in a million years that we would get to this point where we may be seeing this friendship fizzle.
Yeah.
So in the scene, just getting into the season, Dr. Simone had an issue with Dr. Heavenly.
As
They
always.
had a spar, and
Epic.
Heavenly made a crazy allegation to say that Dr. Simone put her hands on her. When we watch the footage, it actually shows that she just shooed her hand away. It was no like real engagement. It was truly just like, girl, get your hand off of me, kind of
Yeah.
a movement. But Heavenly blew it up. And as normal, Jackie always, for whatever reason lately, seems to take Heavenly's side. And it's gotten to a point where Simone is just like, even after the footage, you went on Watch What Happens Live with Andy. And he asked you, after seeing the footage with Miss Crazy Ashley Darby sitting next to you,
Yep.
what did you think? And you said that you could see there were two different opinions of how that these could get misconstrued. And
Mhm.
we know that Jackie does not like conflict and she will straddle that fence.
That's the problem.
And she did it. And so Simone was like, I'm done. And
Yeah.
so we
Rightfully
get to the
so.
reunion, and that's one of the first, packages that
Yeah.
popped off is dealing with just Simone's feelings of the situation and how she felt like Jackie didn't support her. So I'm gonna go to you guys. Like, what is it like? Do you think that Simone is right for saying that she feels like the relationship will never be the
Yes.
same and she's over
I do.
Jackie? Or do you
Absolutely.
think that like they're going to be able to figure it out and
No.
with their long-standing friendship be able to move forward?
No.
So who
I
wants to go
don't.
first?
I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead,
So
Shay.
I don't believe that they're going to be able to fix this, and because Jackie's never going to take a stand against
Mhm.
Heavenly. We talked
Agreed.
about it. This goes all the way back to the Buffy situation. How many ever seasons ago
At least
that was?
Help our listeners. Help our listeners, Shay. I think this is important.
So a few seasons ago, they had a friend of cast member named Buffy. She is someone who struggled with fertility issues, and at
It's like a
it
gala or
wasn't a
something.
Med Gala, but it was
was
some
something.
kind of forum with a lot of people. And Jackie got on the stage and said, we can relate to each other because of fertility issues like Buffy or something to that effect. Basically told all these people that Buffy has fertility issues, which is a HIPAA violation in the first place. But,
Huge HIPAA.
you
But
know,
continue.
whatever. So when Buffy confronted Jackie about it, Jackie was kind of like, oh, I'm
Don't care.
sorry. But she didn't really
Mhm.
mean it. Like, it was very
Mhm.
clear that she didn't mean it. And Buffy was really hurt by it. So eventually she did apologize again when they were on a cast trip. But it was like an aggressive, I'm sorry. It was like, I'm sorry and I'm done. Like, don't talk to me about it. And Simone was like, no, you owed her an apology for that. You were wrong. And she just didn't want to see it. And Heavenly was like, well, Jackie didn't mean it or whatever. And ever since then, Simone and Jackie have had issues. I mean, they just have, and it's sad to see because they've been friends for 30 years. I mean,
Yes.
Jackie
Man.
delivers Simone's children, like
Yes.
that's very very personal. But for some reason, she will check Simone about something, but she refuses to do Heavenly in the same way. It's like she holds Simone to a higher standard than
Yes.
than Heavenly. And it's crazy because we all know, we have been seeing since Heavenly's been on the show, that she literally pops off and says anything. Like, she goes to the gutter at every opportunity. So you see what the issue is, and then at the end of the episode we see Simone crying because she's like, look, I don't know how many different ways I can say that this is an issue, and you don't understand that it's an issue to me. Like, you saw the footage and you still refuse to say that she was wrong. Like, that is hurtful. And we're not ever going to be able to be friends with you continue to take her side. And I don't believe that Jackie's going to change. I think she uses Heavenly as like a mouthpiece for
Yes.
her,
She
for her to
does.
say the things that she wants to say, but because she's a
Yes.
professional, she's not going to do them. And Heavenly don't care.
Yes.
Those are my thoughts.
I agree. I agree with everything Shay said. And just to add a little bit more tidbit to it, I truly feel like I'm not always the birds of a feather flock together type thing. But when it comes to your close, like your like best friends, for the most part, you guys are gonna see eye to eye in certain in these moments within another friend group, right? And so it makes it hard for me to believe that Jackie doesn't feel the way that Heavenly says she does, right? And Heavenly will throw her under the bus, and I feel like Heavenly throws her under the bus when Heavenly feels like, I know she's not gonna have my back, so forget it. I'm gonna get her real quick, and I know she's not gonna leave me as her friend type thing. I'm like her. It's like, how everybody talks about, oh, don't have an alliance, don't have a team, but everybody do. The difference of this show is their alliances are their actual really close friends that they hang out with on a daily basis and they talk to every day. So yes, it is strategic, but it's also still a real friendship there compared to every other show. Most other shows we see, it's really just an alliance, and we always said outside of Robin and Giselle, that's the only ones we can say that we knew was like ride or die regardless. Everybody else is pretty much an alliance. But because, like we said, this is like the 12th season of the show or 11th season. These women been around each other for almost 20 years. And in the case of Simone and Jackie, more like going on 40 years that they have been close. And for instance, they were young OBGYNs in Atlanta. And mind you, they're in their 60s. That's a long-standing relationship. And I feel like you said, Shay, the shift was Buffy. But I feel like the one thing I can always give Simone, she stands true in her convictions no matter who it is. No matter who it is. She could be as wrong as all get out, but she gonna say how she feels. She gonna say who she feels is right or wrong, no matter who her friendships is. And for Jackie to feel kind of betrayed by the Buffy situation, but it's also like, you can't look at it as like that's just your friend. That's also a fellow OBGYN. You know what I'm saying? That's also somebody that, because if we want to be honest, the only person that has had scandals when it comes in regards to being an OBGYN is Jackie.
Very true.
So,
but I would also say because she's more like high profile than
she is.
Simone.
She is.
So it's more noticeable.
She puts her foot in her mouth. She
she
puts her
puts her
foot in her
foot in
mouth
her mouth.
every time.
Mhm. Every time.
That's why
And
she
I
don't like
think
saying nothing.
it's
Right.
more safe for her to let Heavenly do it, to let
Yeah.
Heavenly do her dirty work. And I think that because we're gonna talk about this, because Marla said we're gonna talk about the Heavenly and Quad sitting down with Carlos, because they kind of talk
Yeah,
about all of this. And one
they
of the
do.
points of that was Quad felt like, yeah, sometimes Heavenly will just blurt out what she feels Jackie says to kind of get back at her for not taking up for her in those moments. But it's also just like, I think Heavenly gets a kick out of this. I think Heavenly likes seeing Simone and Jackie at odds. I truly do. I truly
She
do,
does.
because everybody wants to talk about how, oh, it's so crazy how Toya and Simone became best friends and they were beefing. Do we not remember season 2 when Heavenly and Jackie were beefing because Jackie called her fat and called her
Hmm.
unhealthy and all these things? They were beefing for multiple seasons. So it's not all of these ladies kind of end up kind of now. I feel like their friendship circles now are more solidified and they don't really change as much. But in the beginning, everybody was beefing with everybody. So the whole fakeness or whatever, it evolved. And what we gotta accept, it's Heavenly and Jackie, it's Toya and Simone. That's
Well,
where I'm at.
remember, when you there were some flashbacks from like years ago, but Heavenly said like when she grew up, she didn't have no friends. She wasn't
Yes.
popular. So
Yes.
now with her getting close with Jackie, it's like I'm in that
Validation.
group. Like,
Validation. Mhm.
yeah. So
I
Yeah.
kind of have an unpopular opinion on this one, I think.
Uh-oh.
I think Heavenly is very genuine with her relationship with Dr. Jackie. I will say just watching the episode today with Carlos,
She's a
and
good
just seeing
politician.
her
She
with
got you.
Quad. You can say that, but I think y'all just made a very valid point. Heavenly didn't have very many friends. And I do think that one thing that Jackie has shown her has been true friendship. And so I think it is really messed up Simone with that. I think Simone was very used to it's me and Jackie against the world. And we
True.
all know that when it's your best friend and here come this little
That was
random
my point.
person into the
That's
mix,
the worst hurt
you're gonna
ever.
always side eye them. And you always
That's
gonna be
the
like, where
that's
did this
worst
what
hurt
person come from?
ever.
And then why are
That's
you
a
literally.
hanging out
hurt.
with them one on one? That's what me and you used to do. That's what so
Yeah.
Yeah.
then there's already like a disdain for Heavenly between
Mhm.
Simone, just off of this is my friend, as you said, Mandy, for the last 40 plus
Yeah.
years. Who are you?
Yeah.
You ain't even
Yeah.
OB. And y'all
Yeah.
over here kicking in, and y'all two peas in the pie. Y'all speaking for each other. Y'all talking for each other. Like
Yeah.
I actually do think that that is very genuine, and I think part of the reason why Simone and Jackie will not be able to get together is because the real problem ain't Heavenly. To me, the real problem is Simone and Jackie talking about the fact that their relationship has changed,
Agree.
and it has nothing to do with Heavenly. Because if that's my friend of this many years, it could be Obama coming into the mix and it don't really matter because that is somebody that like that's my person.
Yeah.
That's Meredith and Christina. That's my person.
But
I
to
don't care
Shay's
who
point, it
tries
was
to break
Buffy. It was the
it.
Buffy situation.
Yeah, but
I
this is
think
where I think that
They
Simone is
need
being
to.
petty a little bit too, because in that regard, okay, I was with Jackie on one thing during that show. I felt like I'm with her. How many times, girl, do you need me to apologize? I'm over. That's what she kept saying. I'm over it. I have apologized to you 45 times and it is still not good enough. If I go to another place and they tell me I need to apologize to you again, I'm going to lose my mind. I apologize. We done. We're done. We are done. If my apology ain't good enough for you, baby, it ain't gonna never be good enough for you. I am sorry. I am sorry. She said it so many times that by the time it got to that point where she was over it, I felt her. I was like, I'm not going to keep apologizing to somebody just because they feel like my apology wasn't good enough. Girl, I gave you an apology. Yes, I was wrong. I apologize. Do not expect me for every 5 seconds to keep apologizing for the same thing. Get over it, or we don't got to be friends and cool and keep talking. Now, where Simone was wrong is Simone, like y'all said, is a fellow OB. So her words have weight. And as my friend, whether you saw me messing up or not, you could have pulled me aside and be like, girl, what you did? we got to fix it.
But see, I think
And that's what a
thing
Heavenly
on
would
the
have
other
done.
side.
And
I
that's why
think
I think that's where the allegiance is a little bit different. Heavenly would have gathered Jackie on the side but still would have rolled for her and be like,
No,
okay,
y'all give
this is
Heavenly
what we
too
finna do.
much. We done
She
had.
does it all the time.
No,
Even
she
when people
don't.
be wrong, she does do it for Jackie all the
No, she
time.
don't.
And that's why Simone has an issue with her.
She
I
has
just
blind
personally,
loyalty to Jackie. She don't pull Jackie aside and say anything is wrong. She just says, Jackie didn't mean it. Y'all know that's not what she meant to say. She don't have those moments
Like
where
she
she
do her
blames her.
husband.
Yeah, like she don't have those real
but
friendship
what she is
moments with
saying is,
Jackie.
but what Jackie is saying is, I expect Simone to do that before Heavenly, who's known me longer.
No, but some
And
people don't
so,
get blind
does.
loyalty.
no, listen, I don't believe in blind loyalty. Y'all know that. But I'm
Mm-mm.
just saying, like, I understand how this break has happened. And I'm not going to keep blaming Heavenly for nothing. There was a break in the relationship with or without Heavenly, and them two have to realize that. I think there was a break. How many times have they sat on the couch every single season and be like, are we going to do better? Are we going to
Since
actually talk?
Heavenly
They'll be
got on
like,
the
oh,
show.
we're going to
But-
move on. And we're gonna do better.
show.
And that's my problem because I'm sick of hearing y'all fight over the same crap. Like if you
Yeah,
either y'all
but
gonna
neither
address it
one
and
of
be
them,
done
neither
with
one of
it,
them want to.
or just be done. Because I'm tired
Yeah.
of I'm tired of hearing Dr. Jackie say the same. Just let me know what I have done to.
And
I'm so sick
Simone
of hearing that
told her a
speech.
million times. So it's like,
I'm
what
so
do
sick
y'all
of hearing
want?
her say that.
Yeah.
But
So at this
Simone really
point,
just
don't
be mad
friends.
at people and don't really be able to really articulate. That's what's wrong with her
Articulate why
marriage.
she's mad.
She
You know
can't
what?
really
thought she-
articulate, and she holds grudges.
No,
So
this
it's very
time she did
difficult
though,
though,
to be
y'all. Let's
able
stop.
to know
No,
what she really
y'all.
mad at.
This
Her own
situation.
husband can't tell you what she be
No,
mad
wait,
at. So I
y'all.
don't
Let's not
know.
do that.
No,
We're not gonna make Simone
I think
seem
she had an
crazy.
actual reason this time to
did.
100% be mad. You
And she
cannot
articulated
Yeah.
it.
you cannot look at that footage and then go on and say, well, both of them was wrong. You
Yes.
can't do that. Like
But
I
Jackie
understand,
never gonna
like
pick a side.
even if we take the Heavenly piece out of it, right? If you as my friend of 30 some odd years cannot say that this other girl who you have only known for 10 years was wrong,
Yeah.
even if you knew both of us for the same amount of time, if you can't tell one of us that we're wrong,
Yep.
then like how we're really not friends. And
So
I
I'm gonna
think
ask y'all this question. So y'all don't have friends in y'all friendship circle that you hold to a higher standard than others, meaning some of your friends may have different levels of emotional intelligence.
No, I
And
don't
there's
believe in
certain
that.
people that no matter how much you talk to
No.
them, you know it's not going to go anywhere.
I know what you're
Versus
gonna say.
other
No.
people who you're like, okay, you are reasonable. So let me
No.
talk to you to try to help solve this issue. So y'all don't
No.
feel like y'all have that in y'all friendship circles?
No,
I don't feel like that's
I
this
choose not to.
situation.
Let me just say, I choose not to have that because I don't believe in that. If I gotta coddle one friend over the other, if you my friend, you know I'm shooting straight, and you know if you do something wrong, I'm gonna tell you wrong, regardless of who it's against. And I just don't believe in the coddling of, well, Simone, I come to you because I know you're gonna listen to me more than Heavenly. Because my problem is they give people like Heavenly so many passes. It's like, you know how Heavenly is. We're not even gonna deal with her. Just like the Mimi situation. When it came to when Mimi was talking to Toya about the whole Heavenly thing, that whole scene when Heavenly popped up at that girl's trip and they took Simone aside to talk to Simone the whole time and just, you need to do this, you need to be the bigger person, you need to do this. Nobody ever does that to Heavenly. And they all say, because we know how Heavenly is. She's just gonna go off and she's just gonna do this. It is what it is. I don't believe in the it is what it is type of people. If I'm not rocking with you, I think that is so immature to me. They get a pass because at least you know that's how they are. I don't believe in that. If you can't grow, if you can't see yourself, if you can't see where you can do better, you're not gonna be in my circle, period. Somebody like Heavenly couldn't be in my circle, period. Because she could say she's sorry every day of the week. She gonna say, I'm sorry, Quad, for saying your booty fake. And then the next day, she gonna get on the same podcast with Carlos and say, but I mean, it is fake. So I just don't understand those type of people and how but those type of people live good in life because everybody get them passes. Oh, that's just Heavenly. Oh, that's just Quiet. I know how Quiet is. She's not gonna share. She's gonna hold grudges. Even if it's Toya, even if it's Simone, I don't believe in it. That's just so and so. You
I
a
think it's
human. You
interesting
need to
that
keep
you brought
growing.
up the quad situation with Heavenly, because how many times have we seen either on Heavenly's podcast slash YouTube show or her be on Carlos's show, and she
Thank
says
you.
some horrible things about quad.
That's
She
why I didn't
sleeps
like
with
that
married
interview.
men. She her body is fake.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff with Sweet Tea and Dr. G.
Yep.
But quad still rocks with her.
That's an alliance.
She's her campaign manager, for heaven's
Mhm.
sake.
That's
Like,
crazy.
but we keep giving the pass because
To
that's
Heavenly
just
and
Heavenly.
Quad.
Even if that is just Heavenly, I still feel like Jackie, if you're going to reprimand one, you need to reprimand both. You can't because the optics of it are horrible.
Crazy.
Because what that
Okay.
says to me is that you are taking her side.
And you are.
Especially when you watch
Yeah.
it. You watched it and you saw what happened and you still took her side. It's
Yeah. I watched
I
that
don't
Watch What
think
Happens
Jackie
live. It was
sees
bad.
it as taking anybody's side, and what she
Yes,
don't
she do.
realize is
She's emotionally intelligent.
by her not saying, no, she didn't do that, that it was taking Heavenly's side. I don't think she saw it as that until Simone
crazy.
explained that to her. And I also would say, y'all, it is crazy because to me, a lot of doctors lack a lot of emotional intelligence. We keep saying that. Jackie is one of them. She says things out of the side of her neck because she really don't. She
You got thyroid?
she lacks.
She said
She
you got
lacks.
thyroid and she was swole. It's enlarged. You check
Especially
that
when she
out.
sees bigger people, she gonna start talking to you about what you're eating. Like she lacks emotional intelligence. So I do think while we see someone that is super duper smart, super professional, like got these, accolades for days, it doesn't change the fact that she may lack a lot of emotional intelligence when it comes to friendship. So I'll just say that's my 2 cents. Jasmine, did you have anything to add? I wanted to make sure I give you time too.
Nah. Yeah, I covered it. I just want them to stop talking about it. If y'all gonna be friends, be friends. If y'all not, y'all not. I'm tired.
Agreed.
I feel like they're kind of like afraid to say that they're not gonna be friends.
I can't do to keep doing when they keep doing seasons and we talking about the same stuff season from season. You start losing me. So that's that.
I agree.
But I think the problem is Jackie don't want the friendship to be over, but Simone is done. So I think that's why it keeps getting brought up, because it's not both people mutually saying we just don't see it for each other. Jackie wants the friendship, but Simone is just over it.
Simone, stop answering her calls. When they say y'all shooting together, say no.
I don't think that they talk outside. This is where I'm at. I don't think they talk outside of filming.
Mm-mm.
I think Simone and Jackie, they know that their place on this show is to solidify the medical part of Married to Medicine.
That's it.
And they play with each other when the season comes. They don't see each other. Honestly, Jackie don't see none of them off season. To be honest with y'all, she don't kick it.
Jackie is barely even on the show.
Yeah,
like she don't even show her marriage.
Yeah,
and when they have scenes together, it's awkward. So
Jackie is not even that. Jackie is the legit. Her job is her life, and that's what she wanted her whole life. Like, she didn't want nothing else but to be exactly what she is, and she's extremely happy in that. And her friends are the ones that are low maintenance. I feel like Heavenly is a low maintenance friend to her. Heavenly can call her up and kiki and whatever, and Heavenly, like you said, because Heavenly didn't have all of these friendships growing up, whatever her and Jackie have, they don't hang out, they don't call it, they might text her in there, whatever. She don't need much. Heavenly doesn't need much as a friend at all, because her life is daddy.
But Simone is very high maintenance with everything she got going on.
Yeah.
And like, okay.
And that's
but
why
I mean,
her and Toya is a match made in heaven. I truly feel like her and Toya are a match made in heaven for friends. They both needy, they both got a lot going on, and they both loud, and they just want to kick it, and they want to have fun, and because that's all they do together. They be at Hall games, they be each other's house, they go out for double. That's all. That's what they do. So I think everybody is with who they supposed to be. Period.
Okay, so that's a good segue though, Mandy, to get into the next part, which is so one thing about the men of Married to Medicine. Part of the reason why I think Married to Medicine has always been such a good show, very similar to Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Oh, I can't wait.
The men know how to have their own segments. and to have their own bond and their own friendship. Again, these are long-standing friendships which really stand out on this show. And so they have their own issues. They have their own friendships. It's who hang out with who and who don't hang out with who. And so we get to a scene where the men are getting ready to come out, but it's actually like behind the scenes. And they're talking, and this is after they got to actually see the full season. It's the first time all the men getting together after seeing the full season. And I think in this moment, we kind of should move up the Met Gala, because I think the Met Gala needs to be talked about to then make sense of this next scene. So for our listeners, that Met Gala episode for me was a lot. I'm just going to tell you, I took a bunch of notes because I was just like, this is a lot. I was texting the girls in the chat like, have y'all watched this yet? This is a mess. What I will say is the event looked beautiful. It looked like it went seamless. I loved the decor. I loved the location. I thought it was very elevated. What did not make sense was the fact that the women didn't find out about where the event was until the night before. Allegedly, people didn't know they needed to buy tickets until like a few days before.
A lot of miscommunication. Really bad.
The logistics of it.
The logistics of it just sounded like it was not put together. And we got a lot of party planners in this crew. And so I was cringing. Also, for many of us who have gone to different galas for 501c3 organizations, we know, and we're going to get into this whole Eugene and Steve spiff, because that's the most important part of the Met Gala to me. So Mimi and Steve walk into the Met Gala, and we know, rewind to when they were on the island. Steve, the men had asked, who's all contributing to the Met Gala? And Steve made it very clear, me and my wife will not be contributing as partners into this Met Gala, because to be quite honest, my wife is a little sad that she was not brought in and they didn't even ask her. So why would I donate $2,500 like we're a part of this thing and we're not, right?
True.
But he did not say that he wasn't going to come. We also know that he donated $5,000 for an ugly bowl last year just to donate. So like, this is someone who has contributed previously and likely is still going to come, but just not going to be, you're just going to put my name on a website. Like, my name don't need to be on a website. We're not a part of the crew that's throwing it. We're just going to attend. So fast forward, they get there. And most people know that when you buy a table at a charity event, you usually pay well over the amount that tickets would have cost per chair, because the whole idea is for you to bring in donors to your table to where they don't have to pay for a ticket, and then they'll actually give more donations because it's just truly them just giving. They don't have to worry about that. So Dr. Jackie asked them to sit at her table. Makes perfect sense, because she noticed they were high donors from the last one, that let me make sure they sitting at my table so they can donate again. So they walk thinking everything's okay, because most people, if I'm at someone's table for the many events that I've been at, I'm not paying for no ticket. I probably wouldn't have came if I paid for a ticket, because then now that's my donation, if I'm being honest. So they quickly get approached. They quickly get approached by very aggressively by Eugene and Toya. And Verzuz have some decorum in front of a lot of people for an event that is for scholarships. They decide to confront them in the moment, which I thought was also very interesting. They didn't even pull them aside. They kind of did it in front of everybody to kind of embarrass them, which is also very interesting to me. And they're like, well, y'all didn't buy no ticket, so you gonna buy a ticket? And both of them are looking very confused, as I probably would look confused. Like, I was invited to sit at someone's table. Why would I also then pay for a ticket? So then they're like, well, everybody got to pay for a ticket. And they're like, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. Like, that was nowhere listed that we had to pay for a ticket. So I don't mind doing that. But how, they were coming at them was like very off-putting about it. Especially, I'm gonna say it again for someone who's donated so much money to this thing previously. So Steve kind of like, he's like, okay, he's talking. I'm proud of him. I'm gonna say this. I kept looking and waiting for him to pop off in that moment because they were very disrespectful. But he kept very calm. He kept his voice down, and he looked at Toya as Toya was going at him, and he's like, I'm not, you're a woman. I'm not, that doesn't look right for me to do that with you. And he addresses Eugene, which I think was the right thing to do. Eugene keeps going. He's like, I didn't even expect to see you here. After what you said at the island, and nobody was expecting you to even come. And it's like, I got a blank check in my pocket. So I'm also looking at this from like, y'all, this is whether you feel some kind of way about them or not. If it's truly about scholarships, this is a major donor. Why would you? So he said something that I thought was very me of like, either I could write this check for $350 or I can actually donate what I was anticipating to donate today. But they keep getting back and forth. And so eventually de-escalates. And we don't really know what happened to them in the table. We don't know if they actually paid the $350. It just kind of just fizzles down and everybody goes. And then they just kind of show like the Met Gala at the very end. The ladies give the Toya accolades for like how the event turned out. Again, I think the event turned out really well. It just sounds like a lot of chaos for miscommunication on things, but it was very pretty. Anybody want to add anything to that scene before we move to the reunion? Okay. So then we get to the reunion. And you know, it's one thing when you're in the moment and you're having a conversation, but then you get to see people's commentary. That's what they were saying behind the scenes. So there was a moment where they're asking about the $350. And when I say they, Toya and Eugene, and Toya makes a comment of like, well, if there's much Louis Vuitton as he wear, if it's real, that's a $10,000 outfit. Ain't no reason why he couldn't pay $350.
I agree with him.
And it's like, girl, you're slow because you shouldn't be asking for $350 for somebody sitting at the table. That's the whole point is you're wrong. You are wrong. It's not about the $350. They should not have needed to pay if they were sitting at a table. And yet we are still arguing this principle. It's just so beyond me. I don't even understand it. We're missing the point. It's not about what he's saying. It's not about the $350. I clearly have $350. The fact of the matter is you're badgering me about $350 and I'm sitting at somebody's table who probably paid $10K to have a table for me to then donate money. Toya, say when you're wrong, you're wrong. Eugene, say when you're wrong, you're wrong. It's that simple. It's very simple, but no. So then we get to the reunion. And I would say this is where I think Steve also kind of went a little far too. And he was upset. I think, you know, where I gave him accolades
and Twitter comments, gas his head up like all newbies do. Before
we could say that, or we could say that he was defending his wife as anyone's husband. His wife. He on was this call would do, as we already discussed.
Oh, period, baby. Whew. Okay, so the men come together, and y'all remember how it started? How did
they walk in the room on? They walk in the room on team.
Steve started. He was on go. Steve had a mission, baby. He knew what he was
trying to do.
They said, I don't even know how they were watching the ladies. That's how it was. It's like they were watching the ladies, and I don't even know how it started, but they started talking about everything, and it was about that what got it popping was Steve said, no, Eugene said you are defending bad behavior. Then Steve
now this
said,
is where
you defend bad behavior every day.
Every day. Period.
But pause. Period. What did Darren say about that comment?
So this is where Darren was watching with us, and he was like, well, see, I think Steve was wrong because he should not have brought Toya into that conversation because it wasn't about Toya. The conversation that me and him had, though, going back to it, I said, actually, it kind of was because it's him making a comment about the Met Gala. And if you're going to talk about it, you came at my wife crazy. So, yes, you're making this comment about my wife. So if you're making that comment about my wife and me, then I do think it's fair game for me to say again, because if I am the chairman, imagine y'all being at, just take this out. Imagine y'all being, Shay, you're at one of your school events and you see the chairman of the event going off on somebody on the side, talking about something, you didn't pay a ticket.
First of all,
Like,
I will be embarrassed and I will pull that person to the side. Like, we don't do that in front of the people. Like, we will deal with that after the fact if this is
yes,
even an issue,
yes. And
not
so
in
what
front of the
Steve
people.
was saying is, I'm not saying that y'all couldn't have asked me a question. I'm not saying that y'all could have told me that I still needed to pay $350. It's how y'all handled it. You and your wife. That was bad behavior. So I think everybody took that as Toya in general is bad behavior. And that's what the conversation that me and Darren had. He took it as Toya in general has bad behavior. And I'm like, no. Steve was saying in that moment, dealing with that situation, you were okay with her acting like that, which was bad behavior. But I mean, people can take it how they take it, though. You know,
I see it too as short.
I felt like they were trying to embarrass them. That's what it seemed like to me.
I see it too. So I think it was it was like a string of events that got it there. The first string of events that got it there. This is what I would say about Dr. Eugene. I feel like if Dr. Eugene was not in that van when Heavenly said, we gave Toya this event to teach her a lesson.
I mean, but
wait. If Dr. Eugene was not in that van to hear how they were talking about the reason why they made her the chairman of the event, and if he wasn't of the mindset after that they wanted her to fail, I think this would all
they did not want her to fail.
I think they
I'm
did.
tired of people saying that.
They wanted her to
and
fail.
They even addressed that on
Heavenly.
Carlos's thing.
Heavenly
Why would they want?
Fail.
They would never make that event fail. It's
you
too
believe
near
Heavenly
and
so
dear
bad,
to
girl.
them.
Crazy.
No, I believe Quad too. It's too near and dear to them.
What?
That's one of those things. Listen,
Gala ain't no near and dear to no Quad. What husband she got in the medical community? What does she do in the medical community?
Anything that they put your name on, we all know. At the end of the day, we ain't finna let something fail. We may have some squabbles as to how stuff come together. We may have some discontent, but baby, we ain't gonna let nothing fail. I don't think they were trying to make her fail. We know from previous seasons, and we're not gonna sit here and act like previous seasons, Toya was not engaged. She didn't donate money. So what they were saying was, you make it seem like this thing is so easy. We are going to let you see how hard this thing is. And when someone don't give their portion, how that affects the full budget of you trying to do what you do. I don't think they were trying to make her fail. They were trying to get her to see. So maybe next time when you're not the chairman, we don't have to worry about whether you're going to do your part or not. I think that's what it was about. And I mean, people do that in jobs. Like people do that. We'd be like, you know what? This person always got a lot of commentary about X, Y, and Z.
All that.
So we gonna switch them and put them over here so they understand what it feels like to be on that side.
I understand
that's
that my opinion is unpopular, but I just base it off.
No, it's popular for the Toyaites. It's popular. Go ahead.
That's fine. But I just feel like if you come into the situation and it's a multitude of things. It's them giving her a hard time, her being a fire sign that's gonna say, no matter what, forget all y'all at this point. I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do at this point to make this situation happen. And once that got to that point, the boiling point was them coming in, and Toya did not have proper etiquette of how a 501c3 operates, period. She did not. She had no, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm young. I don't have a clue of how tables work. So in that scene, when they walked in talking about something, I'm just gonna walk in. But on the other hand of me, I was like, it's still a cast event. They don't pay to go to cast events at the end of the day. And it's the season finale. They was never gonna have to pay, even if it was a ticket thing. Nobody was like, I'm thinking of my producer had on too in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also thinking about, it's the season finale. This the boiled over. It got to be some type of drama, whatever. But I'm just saying that the whole thing put together, I think that there's a lot of blame to go around amongst everybody. I don't think anybody's 100% right and anybody 100% wrong. I completely understand how Steve stood up for his wife. Even in the last pod that we had, I said I appreciated him for standing up for Mimi because they didn't invite her. They didn't ask her for anything.
But
Completely
y'all asking me
understand.
for my money, and y'all ain't even told me about what even this
Completely
event
understand.
is and what's
And in the
going
past,
on.
I've said Toya was wrong with how she treated the Met Gala. I've said all of that. But what
Yeah.
I will say is, it's like I understand that they make it so, but Toya and Eugene are just low hanging fruit among the cast, and I'm just gonna keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it again.
Mm.
And this is Steve and Mimi
Mandy, how do
first
you talk
real.
about
Wait, let
accountability
me
with
finish.
Heavenly?
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'm talking about Steve right now. Steve, this is his first reunion, his first real reunion. I mean, he was on a reunion last year, but they didn't really have a storyline. It was
Yeah,
just
they
like
didn't have a storyline. Yeah.
you get on social media. I don't know how I would react if I was on a show and I'm seeing all the comments and everybody on my side and they hyping me up and they Toya wrong, Toya this, Eugene this, da, 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 da. You see the fans on your side, and we see this happen on so many reality shows when people feel like, oh, the fans on my side, they get this battery in their back for a reunion. They do. That moment was totally uncalled for in the green scene. Now, you get on the stage, you know, y'all had y'all little spar or whatever, we talk through it. But when he start questioning, you know how I feel about the manhood questioning. I don't like that. That
The
whole
what
you
questioning?
question
Questioning his
somebody
manhood.
manhood, calling him Eugene Bush, Toya's last name, and all of that, and all I did not. I think that's going like to a point where it's like now you giving
Ooh,
you in the
Jasmine
women's
got a
business,
rebuttal.
you giving Peter Thomas to me. It's giving Patricia. Like you want to talk about Eugene for taking up for his wife and going at it and doing this on the same edge coin. You're doing the same thing. So I just feel like it's
Yeah,
all
but
a
the
mess.
difference is
And they low
Toya
hanging
was
fruit. Everybody want to hate on Toya and Eugene. Everybody hate them. We get it. I'm over it. Y'all
It's
hate
not
them.
that everybody hate
Cool.
them, Mandy.
They
It's the same
wrong.
thing that you have discontent for
Cool.
Heavenly, where it's like when people try to hold them accountable, it's like they are not supposed to be held accountable. I
I
don't
don't mind
understand
Heavenly.
that.
She just annoying. I don't. And the thing is, I can say when she right and I can say when she wrong. I just feel like because Heavenly doesn't share her life, because her and what's his name, Dr. Damon Daddy or whatever, they don't really share the intimacies of their marriage. They don't really have a long standing history of problems in their marriage. Nobody comes for them. Nobody's gonna ever say any. Eugene is the only one that ever says anything about
But
what Heavenly
Mandy,
does.
but here's the thing.
So I'm
The
over it.
crazy thing is people talk about them because of the stuff that they do to each other, not because somebody else said something. We are
Who?
literally in real time watching Toya go off on her husband in real time in a house. So yes, people are going to have an opinion about that.
Right, because
That
they're
is
actually
what you're
being real
doing
on
to.
TV. They're being real on TV. The other couples have nothing because they give nothing. So, like I'm saying, Toya and Eugene are the low hanging fruit because they're the only ones that actually have these moments. I'll give
I don't think so. I
Cecil
think
and
Simone and
Simone do too.
Cecil.
That's it.
Yeah. I
Scott
think
and Contessa,
Mimi.
I don't count them. I don't count them.
Well,
I don't
for a
count
few
because she
seasons
gonna
they
lie.
did to the point to where
She
they
gonna
almost
lie.
got a divorce.
And she lies about it every time. She talks
Jasmine,
bad about her man and lies. But nobody comes for them. Constantly, constantly, constantly,
they
constantly,
did,
constantly.
but they almost
It's
broke them
low
up.
hanging fruit to come for Toya and Eugene every season. It just is what it is. Like that's their role of the show. So that's what keeps it going. She in the first chair for a reason. So it is what it is. Like she's not gonna every show has to have a villain. Cool. She the
But she
villain.
hasn't always been the villain every season. Okay, go ahead,
Uh,
Jasmine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
that's revisionist history. They've been talking bad about Toy since season 1. So
She did fight somebody. I mean,
How about
yeah,
but
she
go
did
ahead.
expose somebody's secret about their
yeah.
child.
I'm not saying that she is right. What I'm saying is she's low hanging fruit at this point for everybody else to focus on. That's my
But
point.
if there's no growth, and what we're saying, Mandy, is what's
There's
so
no
hard
growth
for
for
a
none of
lot
them
of
then. So
us.
let's talk about everybody.
I would okay, go ahead, Jasmine, before we get into go ahead. What you want to say?
I ain't got much to say. I will say that I just want to take account that with the Steve situation, this is on the heels of Toya at Carlos King talking crazy about him and his wife.
Yeah,
So
they
yes,
did.
it's a battery in his back.
100%
Maybe
did.
he did see social media, but also I did just watch what you just said about me. and my wife, and how you basically said that the gays and everybody love me as well. So I think when you say that type stuff, and then if I say, yeah, you are female Toya or whatever it is because your wife
That
was
was
on the
his
podcast
shot.
talking crazy
Yeah.
to me. So I
Yeah.
can't shoot at her, but I'm gonna shoot at you. I think it's that one of them type situations.
Yeah.
As
Because
far as
it's good if you
Toya,
shot at her.
yeah, you can't do that. But as far as Toya, I just feel like as we all know, she shouldn't have been over nothing. But also, like, bruh, they give very like new money. Like they don't know. Like, yeah, I just don't know. And it's like, at what point, like, Mandy, you say, I don't know that because I'm young. She ain't young.
She
Like,
ain't.
is he
And
on
she's
any
gone to
board?
several of these.
That's what I'm
No,
I
saying. Is
know
he
I
on
don't.
she
They
any?
don't.
has.
That's what I'm saying. Is he on
They've never
boards or
gave
is
that they
he?
were into the charity scene. They
Yeah. So
never have
yeah.
given that.
Why
Yeah.
would you even take on that responsibility? Like, I don't
Because
understand.
she throws a mean party.
She
Which is
does,
She
but
do
great.
she
though.
was,
She
but she
do.
was the one. But to give her credit, she was the one that turned them into a 501c3. So
It's smart.
hello.
But what I will say is, I'm in these fellows classes, and what we learned today was everybody got their strong suits. Some people are strategic
Mhm.
thinkers. Some people are here for design and atmosphere and coordinating that. And it's good. Y'all, it's about 12 of y'all. Why can't all y'all just work together and put on the event? Why
That's really the problem.
it always gotta be some, yeah, you doing it? No, you
Issue.
know what? I'm just gonna take it over. What are we talking about?
No.
Like, you don't even know how to
But
do
that,
it.
Everybody
but that
has a role.
that goes to Mandy's point.
Yeah.
If this was near and dear to all of our
Yeah.
hearts, then we should all want to
That
put
shouldn't even
in.
that
We
shouldn't even
should
never
all want to
happen.
make it
Yeah.
successful.
For her to sit there and hijack it like that should have never even
Yeah.
happened.
She didn't
And,
hijack
and
it. They
but
gave
but
it
what
to
she
her.
did, no, listen.
When I say
They
hijack, I
she
mean
wouldn't
like
answer
to say,
after the
questions. She
not,
wouldn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
we have a text message thread where we're asking you, where's location, where is this? You can't tell. Like, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
It was
And they
after
all kept saying that they were trying to get details so they can help, but she kept gatekeeping because she was just over wanting to work with them after she felt like they
But
came
you
at
know
her
what it
at the
sounds like to me?
island.
You are
And that's
flustered
like,
and you don't know what to
yeah,
do anymore, and you're just like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna
I'm gonna
silo
fix it.
myself.
That's a very fire sign thing. I can say I get like that. If
But
I
you
feel
can't do that
like
with charity. You can't do that when you're
sounds good, but
ahead of a.
everybody in life ain't right. Everybody in life ain't perfect. That is
Yeah,
a
but
natural response.
but here's my
And it
deal. This
turned
is my
out
problem.
good. If they wanted to be better, they take it over next year. Let's not do this petty stuff. If it was so near and dear to your heart and you knew this girl wasn't good for the job, don't give it to her. So
But I don't
I
think
feel
she
like
wasn't
everybody.
not good. I think
I'm
what they
blaming
were
everybody.
expecting,
I'm
I
blaming
think what they were
everybody.
expecting was what they did good at was what they were expecting. They were expecting Toya to throw a mean party, and she did. But I also were expecting her to bring everybody else in that just knew a little bit more about the tables, about the decorum, about the how we do the scholarships. Like, she took on all of that and didn't have any background in it. And that's why there was so much turmoil versus you saying, yo, I know we may be beefing right now. And actually, some of them are actually reaching out to you because they're like, yo, what about this and what about that? I can help. And she won't respond. Or she's just like, I got it. And you really don't have it. I hate when people tell me they got something and then they really don't have it. That is
I
like
just feel
my
like they
pet
should have
peeve.
never gave it to her in the beginning. Like I'm
Agreed.
just
I feel like it was
I'm
irresponsible. I
it
feel
was
like it was
very irresponsible on all parts.
Yeah,
And my problem with Dr. Jackie is like, you was the co-chair with her. You saw this coming
exactly.
off the rails before anybody
She's a
Way
else.
terrible
before.
leader.
And
Ain't
what
nobody
did you
talking about
do?
Jackie.
You
Mhm.
ran
Terrible
to
leader.
heavily to gossip instead of saying, Toya, we
Terrible
finna do
leader.
this. You finna
Terrible.
talk to this person, finna do, like, if you were the true
It should have been a
founder of
meeting.
this.
Should have been a meeting.
So
Because
that's
to
why
your
I'm
point,
like,
Mandy, the co-chair means that you guys are doing it together. So Toya shouldn't
Yep.
even have been able
That's what I'm
thank you.
saying.
to have to take this on her
Thank you.
own. Because Jackie, where were you? Where
Thank
were
you.
you, Jackie?
It
I
was
don't
better to go
understand.
All I'm
around.
gonna say is, if I was a company and I was in partnership with them, I would not be back next year.
At
Girl,
all. I would not.
Mm-mm.
I would
girl. Or
not be
better
back
yet,
with
I
y'all
see how
niggas.
you treat a donor who had a blank check. I don't care if that was your friend or not. It's about the scholarships. You put that aside and you cut them out tomorrow and get your $350 cash. That man had a blank check and had wrote a $5,000 check the previous year. What were you
I would
doing?
never.
Don't do
I would
that.
never.
Don't
You're
do
supposed to be
that. It's
supposed to
all
give
about the
stuff to people
donors.
like that.
Yes, It's all about donors. It's all about the donors at those kind of events. It ain't about nobody else. It could be if a person ain't writing a check, it could be the president. We ain't catering to you. We are catering to the people who are writing the check so we can hit our goal for the night. That is really what those events are for. That's really it. So I think she did great. I'm gonna keep saying this. Toya did a great job. I think the party looked great. I love the theme that she threw together. I thought the venue looked amazing. But we also know, to Mandy's point, producer,
Execution.
right? Like it definitely was for TV, like how they did
Yes.
some of this. But fast forwarding to, going back to Eugene and Steve. I think, to your point, Jasmine, and thank you for bringing that up. We always know people be doing interviews afterwards. Toya and Eugene, and okay. And I just think that it's something about that Toya has. It's something about Eugene with Toya. I don't know what it is, but she always makes comments about Eugene. I mean, not Eugene, about Steve. And so I'm like, is this the kind of person you're really attracted to? Like, what is happening here, Toya? Like, you should not have this much turmoil with another man. Like, it's just a lot for me. Since day one, she's made comments about the way he looked. She's made, like, I'm just like, okay, like what's happening here? Like, is there's more happening with this? Like, your husband is going to bat for you. So I need you to chill out. Like, I really need you to chill out. Like, you don't even have no business talking to Steve.
And at this point, crazy.
It's really crazy. And even for his wife, it's really for him. And that's where I'm just kind of like, now Mimi getting darts because of just her proximity. But I don't even think she really care about Mimi like that. Like, she made it very clear, like, she there. I don't really care. She wants a moment, whatever. She ain't gonna get it with me. Toya's up here. Mimi's new. Like, to Mandy's point, she's a noob. Like, Toya ain't got to interact with her if she don't want to. She can literally say, I ain't filming with that girl. I ain't throwing her no bones. For whatever reason, most of it, if y'all notice, most of it is dealing with Toya and Steve. It's weird for me, but
I don't see that. So
it's weird energy.
I don't see most of it being her and Steve because this is their first interaction.
No, but the fact that you are literally like, okay, so I think the last season,
it was the first interaction they had.
It was King and Steve. No, listen, it was King when Sweet Tea them was still on the thing. You had King and Steve that had their shirts off in the water. And she had made a comment about, woo, finally something like we got eye candy, or like, woo, the man needs to get like them, or something like that. Like, clearly it was a comment around,
we
like,
just always have these inappropriate conversations about men.
Yeah, that's where I just was kind of like, ooh. And so now we're getting to where you're trying to call this man gay. Like, why are you so like, I don't like that. Like, it's a lot for me. So Toya, just watch it, because one thing we did see this season that made me a little bit scared at this reunion, everybody was getting ready to start telling on each other real business. And I was waiting for it. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, now what's going on with Eugene in the hospitals and getting fired? What's going on with Jackie's husband? Now hold on a minute. Now everybody's starting to talk a little bit. Well, I mean, yeah, he can't. And speaking of, boy, I wish you would try to be anybody's police on the sir.
I literally want to slap him in his face. Him trying to start the situation with Eugene. I was like, we're not doing this. You on camera pulling that lady into your lap.
You thought you had a friend.
That's happened. So soon as Steve got the bucking up, he like, yes, it's my time. Yes.
No, you mad that Toya called you out for your nasty behavior.
You were nasty.
So you took it as a shot, but just because she wrong don't mean she was wrong about you. So you need to bag back. I will say that.
Yeah.
Now, don't jump on that bandwagon because he's coming for Eugene, and now you like, this is my time. It ain't your time.
Yeah,
it ain't your time.
I ain't like that.
We still recovering from your scandal, bro. You just need to be quiet all the way around.
We need
like it's time for you to be quiet. But what I will say is, I think like Toya is definitely needed for this show. To your point, Mandy, she is an antagonist, and I think she know that. And I honestly think like a lot of it is because she is truly a housewife, and a lot of them, a lot of the women are not.
She's bored.
Say that. No, I wasn't saying that.
Is at home bored.
I was not saying that.
I'm waiting on that man to come home. She waiting on that man to come home.
I am her number one fan, but that lady is at home bored.
No, I was not saying that.
That's the whole purpose of the housewife type of show. That's what housewives are about. These messy women that I think it's just, I think the way the show is framed does her a disservice. Because if she was on a
Mm.
housewife show,
She a cook.
none of this would be
She
an
would cook.
issue.
She was
Because she a
cook.
real housewife.
Because she's
She a real housewife.
So I think
That's the whole point.
Right. So the show kind of does her a disservice. But to be
She's on
honest,
Married to Medicine.
in the beginning, Married to Medicine was supposed to be about doctors' wives. And that's why you had her and Toya and Mariah and Carrie. And it was more wives than doctors in the beginning.
That's true.
It was more, and even then, Jackie and Simone and then Heavenly came. They started looking down on the wives.
They were.
It was
That's what made the show interesting.
The show, yes, and then they brought in Contessa, so they added another doctor. So it just kept going. But it's like the original part of the show was supposed to be it was supposed to be about bored doctors' wives who have to hold themselves to this not unbelievable, but like this standard because their husband
the medical
is this
community. Yeah, and they care a lot about it, which is so interesting. That's to your point, Mitty, has shifted a lot.
It's shifted. Now it's about doctors. It's about the doctors. It is truly about the doctors.
It is.
And now it's okay for them to look down at a quote unquote housewife because oh, she's dumb, oh, she's stupid, she don't have a job, or she's a housewife, she not up here with us.
I don't even think it's that. I think Toya is a great.
They call the girl stupid. Girl, they call the girl all the type of names. They call the girl that.
All the time.
Let's not. They call the girl that. Like, let's not do that.
It's just her. But you know, it's just her. They call it though. They don't call.
Well, in the beginning, they didn't like Quad. They didn't like Quad in the beginning. So Quad became the fan favorite. They told Quad. Remember, the first season was about them finding out that her and Dr. Jean had almost called off the wedding because they got into a physical altercation. They did not like Quad. They thought Quad was beneath Dr. G. They thought Quad was beneath her. It was the whole, oh, she's Mariah's sidekick. Mariah set her up with Dr. G. And she's a hood girl from Memphis. Like,
yeah,
they didn't like Quad until she became the fan favorite.
That's true. And they still didn't like her after
none
that.
of the wives. Yeah, and they didn't like none of the wives. Like it was a doctors versus wives thing in the beginning. But if you put Toya on the housewife show, she'll be a fan favorite.
So this is our Toya versus everybody. To your point, Mindy, I just think I don't know if Toya is intentionally just really working hard for her check and doing this on purpose.
I think it's both.
Or if she truly is, this is just truly her behavior.
I think both.
Either way,
she showed her tail this season.
I told y'all she has the worst season of her life every 5 years. I told y'all. I said every 5 years.
We was just starting to like her again.
Listen. That's why I said she ruins it.
She reset us all.
The first season of the show was her worst season. She got to the fight. She was messy. She outed Mariah's daughter. Then
that was crazy.
The tax season 5 years later was crazy. Then 5 years later was COVID. That was her really worst season when she was just screaming at everybody. Mm-hmm. And now, so she every 5 years, she gonna give you the worst part of her.
Yikes. And that's when I finally was just coming around.
Because last season, she had
a redeeming season. She had a redeeming
season. Because she finally got over her issues with Quad. She was taking up for Quad.
That girl this season said, hold my Birkin. I'm about to show y'all something.
But you know what I realized? Her worst season is always when Eugene has some form of change in his work. Like it's always very telling. Yeah, whenever Eugene changes his work status in some type of way, that's when it's like, because I think she has to get used to a new normal. And whenever she's filming the season of the first year of that normal, it ain't right. It ain't right.
That girl said when she opened and said he ain't never home. I said, oh, here we go.
And that's why I also think they get her misconstrued because I think she loved that man. She went that man home all the time. She don't see that man. That man's not at home.
And okay,
nobody is a single parent.
So, nobody wants a single parent. She's fine and she's at home by herself. She clearly has a high sexual libido and her man don't be home. And I'm gonna leave it there. So
she's not cheating on her man yet. Y'all can listen to Marla all y'all want. Y'all could have all this. Oh,
she always make inappropriate comments about men that who
Yeah,
do not look like her husband.
There are some women that are just like that, and they're not. I have a lot of friends that are very open about their sexuality and their sex life. And
You
they
can be
say this
open
on their
about your
live,
sexuality and sex life,
and
but
they're
to
not
me,
cheating on their man.
she ogles.
I don't think she does,
Men.
and that's where I disagree.
Okay.
I don't think she wants Steve. I don't think she wants King. Y'all can say what y'all want.
I don't know.
I don't feel that.
She's still hanging out with King. That's a whole nother piece too. So they was just at the Atlanta Hawks game, and if you friends with Quad, I find it very difficult. And even the rest of the pod agreed. Like from Carlos's, like that's clearly you ain't friends with Quad if that's what you're doing. Like,
Did
like
we
you're
ever-
saying you
did
friends
we
with
ever-
Quad.
They
Nah,
They weren't friends.
Clearly.
They're
Clearly.
not friends.
But Simone did the same thing with Sweet Tea.
Yeah, like that.
And for me,
And
this is
everybody's
why I
forgetting
never saw it for
Heavenly.
Simone
Heavenly
after
was on the
that.
Sweet Tea train. I
She
remember
was.
all of those YouTube
The
before
beginning.
Sweet Tea's first season.
Yeah, the
And I
beginning.
didn't like
to bring
Heavenly
Dr.
too.
So let's.
I don't
everybody
see
do it.
Heavenly too with that. I think
Everybody
everybody
do
was
it
wrong.
on this cast.
I don't
Everybody
know.
was wrong.
Yeah, it's reality TV. I can't base it in real life because all this
Right.
stuff in real life will not fly. So
It
it's
wouldn't.
just like
Right.
I just whatever.
It wouldn't fly, but like to me, the worst part of Toya this season was that fight at her house with
Agreed.
Her
Eugene.
husband? Oh,
Agreed.
yes.
Wife.
Agreed.
I have no words.
I have no
words
words.
for the
Y'all
way
would have
that
seen
she
a
did it.
different kind of situation happen at that house if I would have talked to my husband like that.
Like
Cameras down. Cameras down. Cameras down.
The fact that Eugene kind of smiled and like
He liked that toxic.
He liked
legit-
all
that's
of
what I'm
that.
saying.
So
I don't
why
think
I
he
never
likes it. I don't
Marla,
think he likes
you
that.
go
I
back
think
and
he
forth.
tries
Like
to
it.
save a face.
Marla,
I think he tries to
Marla,
save
you
man-
go
face.
back
that man
and
like
forth.
vegan birds,
One
not
moment
that
you
lady.
say he like it, one moment you say he don't. You gotta pick a side, Marla.
He be
'Cause
trying to
after
save
the
face.
Carlos podcast, I completely get it. He's a mess. He's a sad.
Well, he's a Sagittarius.
and now you going back to it. You got to pick a
But now
side.
that I've gotten
gotta
to the
pick a
end of the
side.
season, though, this is what's helping me decide. He will defend her even when she is wrong at all
Dead
costs.
wrong.
And that's where I have like that's not stereotypical. Even when it's one thing when it's against just you and you like, oh, that's just a complex because he likes to be embarrassed. No. He's okay with her behavior holistically to where he defends it holistically. That's a whole different thing than just like I'm okay with you disrespecting me.
Mhm.
But the fact that you're disrespecting other people and I'm not holding you accountable to apologize
But he
or to,
disrespect other
but
people
I'm
too.
exactly.
They two peas in the pod with it.
It's a lot. It's a lot for
part
me.
of Married to Medicine.
They the terrible two.
The terrible
So
two.
it's like it's
Not
both
they
of them, and that's where I'm at with life. I'm at a point where if you like it, I love it for you.
But
And
you're
I'm not
subjecting.
judging
Don't
for it.
invite. All I'm gonna say is don't invite me over your house.
Right.
It's period.
Cool.
Don't invite me over your house if this is y'all antics. Because I don't know how I even would have responded to that. And I feel like the fact that she kicked people out, and it's like, how did you expect me to react to that? You was laughing. Girl, what you mean laughing? I wasn't expecting to see a show like this in front of me. I don't know how I was going to
Now,
react.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This might be toxic of me. But if I turn around to my friends, I'm like, what should I have done, y'all? And the one girl I done lean into your femininity, I would have slapped her. I would have.
But she was right. She over here barking like a dude
She
at her
was
husband.
right. But they don't have that. They ain't got that
They
relationship.
don't have a. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like
but that's
it.
the thing.
That would have sent me off.
I didn't see it that like it was such a serious moment to even be
To
mad
me,
about.
I did. I did.
Like she just
I
said
did.
something.
And
I think you feel like that because you know that her and Dr. Mimi have a thing. But if I'm arguing
I
with,
think before then they didn't. In that
this
moment,
started everything.
It wasn't a Dr. Mimi. For me, I know how I am when I get to that heightened sense of I'm probably doing way too much.
Girl,
I'm doing way
like
too
you
much
got
in this
bad behavior
moment.
too, like Toya, which is why you see
I don't know.
because
I
I don't
maybe a
understand.
little bit. I gotta figure.
Ain't nobody.
Bit.
I like that's
I
not
gotta
okay.
talk to cousin
It's just
Elect
like
because
for
I
me,
need to
it's
know
just
how
not
you really acting in
okay.
these streets. You not doing this,
It's
man.
not
You ain't
okay.
getting down like this.
I understand Toya.
It's bad
I don't know.
behavior.
First
I
of all,
understand
she
her.
would never act like that in real life because cousin Elect will pull her back so quick.
Very
That's
true.
what I'm saying. I need to have
But
a talk with
we
cousin
have
Elect.
heated moments, and I feel like sometimes
But
one thing I will. But
You ain't gonna
listen, the
lie.
one thing I would say, the reason why I understand Toya is the worst thing for me in my relationship is feeling unheard. And in those moments when you have a calm guy, a super calm, chill guy who just kind of brush everything off, especially when he's around his friends, that can get to a point where it's like you do something drastic to get your man to hear you.
No,
And
you
it's never
don't.
gonna be right. It's never gonna be right.
I
I
don't
said
know.
that's it's different strokes for different folks. I said I can relate because I've had feelings where if I'm not being heard, sometimes I go too far to try to be heard. So that's why I'm not gonna judge her in the situation. If she's saying this is her man for 20 years and they had this issue for 20 years of her not feeling heard with him, and she feels like she has to act out for him to hear her. And if he's sitting there in that interview and say, yeah, she right, we talk about this in couples therapy, who am I to say that he's lying, that he's telling a lie?
All I'm saying is
Like,
that could
I
very
just
well be true, Mandy. And we're not saying that that's not something that they're not working on. I just need for you not to do that in front of 15 different couples at your
I
house.
get it. But
And
we're
then
also
That
blame
not on
is
reality TV.
insane.
We're also not on reality TV. And everybody that's on reality television say it's like you in a boiling pot when you on these shows. And every issue you have in a relationship or in a friendship is exacerbated by cameras. Every single person that's ever done an interview about reality TV will tell you that.
And I get confused when they say that because the next thing is like I don't even remember they're there. I don't. They've been there so
But
long.
they lie.
that
They
I
lie.
can't even.
All the
I don't even remember
interviews,
they're
all
there.
the books, cameras hiding your emotions because you also are kind of dealing with the like microcosm of like, should I do this? Should I not? And then most of the time there's liquor involved in these things. It's so much. It's like a big
That's the other
melting
thing.
pot
When
of
Toya
That's the problem.
drinks, that's really the problem.
yeah, and it's like
gonna be drunk.
it's understandable. And I just try to look at situations and not judge because I don't know what I would do in a certain situation. I don't know
I know
how
I
I would
wouldn't do
react.
that.
I know
I
I ain't
know I
doing that.
wouldn't. I know I
And
ain't
that's
doing
great
that.
for y'all. And that's great for y'all. But I know I'm a very
ain't it.
imperfect woman. I know I'm a very imperfect woman. And I have a lot that I know I need to work on as a
But I
woman. And
also feel
sometimes
like there's a
I
level
see
you're
my
not gonna
and I don't
cross
see
though.
myself in her, but I can understand her emotions and her feelings. And sometimes she acts out and I relate to some of the stuff.
Okay,
And
so
that's every woman is different. And that's
I'll
just
give
is
you
what it
that.
is.
I'll give you there's a level of yes, there's a level of like, okay, now you hear me talking to you, you gonna act the fool, let me, but I just also believe that you have a level of I know how far I'm gonna go. And
Yes,
I
for
know
sure.
this is my limit. And if I go past this
For sure.
limit, it's over. I don't feel like she has that with you,
I
Jen.
think that she does. I think that
Ooh, how
it's
far,
like
baby?
it's a
How far?
multitude of things. I think it's I'm making a show. I think it's I'm on a show. I think
So you think that she's doing this heightened because she's on a
it's
show?
high. I
To
think
me,
everything is heightened.
that scene was real. No.
Yes,
The
but it was
way that
also
she was
heightened.
crying,
Real
the
moments
way
can
that
be
she was
heightened.
cussing everybody out, that wasn't no
Mhm.
I'm about to put on for TV.
No,
That
I
was
think it was a little bit of. I said it's a little bit of all of it. I think it was heightened because of her environment. I think it was heightened because she had an outburst like that in front of people she know don't like her as well. I think she felt so many different ways in that one moment where that's probably her worst moment on this entire show. To me, that was her worst moment to me on this. Forget the fight, forget all. I think that was her exact worst moment she's ever had. So I see.
Bad, honey.
But
I
even when he
do.
tried to talk to her afterwards, she gaslighted him and told him that he needed to apologize. So I don't even think she really thought that was her bad moment.
I
What I'm
think she
saying is there's
did.
still no accountability for it.
Well, she said it on the
She was like, "Did you
reunion.
see what you made me do?
No,
Did you
Marla,
see what?"
Marla,
But it was after.
let's calm
But no,
down. Let's
no.
calm down. She
That scene
said it was her
after.
worst moment and she regrets and she got teary-eyed and everything. Like she said it. So it's like the whole point of a reunion is to see yourself on the TV and take up and say what you need to say and explain yourself. And she did. But of course, all that's gonna get looked by people that don't like Toya. So it's like it is what it is. People that don't like, she's one of those polarizing figures that if you like her, you love her. If you don't like her, you hate her. Period. That's just who she is.
I don't hate
So
her.
you're
I
not
just
gonna
think
be
that
objective. You're not gonna be
yeah.
objective. to anything, and it is
I
what it
think we
is.
are being objective just because we don't like her behaviors and how, like,
No,
for me,
I think you don't
my
see the whole
biggest
picture with her,
my biggest issue is I just don't like how she treats her husband. If I'm just being very frank, my
and
issue
that's
with Toya
fine.
is
And your
all the other
opinion is
things.
valid.
I just have a hard time with how she treats Eugene and how he accepts it.
But
And I
you know
mean, to
what? Like
y'all
I
point, he
said,
accepts
that's
it,
the problem, and that's the
but
like
I just have
you
a hard time with that.
once you see that he accept. Once I seen that he cool with it, there is
And
nothing I
that's
can
why I feel
do.
like
There's
that's when
nothing I
I
can
feel like
say.
that's when the conversation I feel like should kind of shift, because everybody have different relationships and
But you
different
can
folks
have
really are for
somebody
different
who's used to
folks.
getting abused, but just because they're like, I'm okay with it, don't mean that the other person gonna be like, well, they love getting abused. So we're just gonna
But
let them
to
keep
be
getting abused and
honest,
I'm gonna
that's
be
part
okay
of an
with it.
abusive
Hey
That's
relationship.
man,
Them people be
not
staying for that reason.
that's
They like
not
it sometimes,
they
but
and
that
that's
pray
not
for
doesn't
it.
mean that
right.
I have to be okay with that just
But my
because
thing
you're
is,
okay with that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Oh, of course, if abuse is involved, right is right, is wrong. What I'm saying is, in a situation where we're watching somebody through a TV of an edited show, that's not going to show every single moment of their life, and they're going to edit every couple to their stereotypical archetype of the show.
But you're
That's how
still giving
shows
them
work.
and I'm gonna say what Carlos says all the time, and I agree with him. They're editing what you're giving them. So there's no
Yes,
such thing to me as a bad edit because
I
the
didn't say they
edit
have a
is
bad edit.
truly what you are giving them. So I don't
didn't
like
say
when
they have a
people be
bad
like,
edit.
oh, well, they're pitting them to look like this and they're putting this other. Yeah,
But
but in
I'm not
these
saying that.
things, you are
I'm not
acting
saying
this
it's a bad
way.
edit. I'm saying that every single couple on this show serves a purpose for a certain reason. And editing and storytelling of a showrun. That's why they have showrunners to concoct the storyline for the whole season. And each couple fills a certain role. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they get an unfair edit. I'm not saying they get a bad edit. Because I don't think Cecil is broke. I don't think Cecil
He's
doesn't
not.
support his wife.
That man
I
was
don't
an
think Cecil.
executive
That's
of,
what I'm
was it
saying. So
Pepsi?
it's like,
He was an executive of Pepsi for how many years? That man ain't broke. He probably
right.
got
But
more
on
stock
the
than all of them
show,
combined and probably can cash
right.
out whatever he want to cash out whenever
Right.
he want to.
But on the show, his storyline is he the broke husband that take advantage of his poor wife that work day and night. That's what his purpose on the show is.
That's a valid point. Well,
You
and
see what
also
I'm
too,
saying?
I do agree with you in that Eugene and Toya are the only ones who really do show their whole lives.
I
Because
agree.
Everything.
I can't remember really a scene with Jackie and Curtis at their house.
You're not
Never.
going to after he cheated on her. I'm
Even
just telling you,
before
that's a
then.
wrap.
Even
That's
before
a wrap.
then, they didn't
I know.
have
Even
scenes.
even before that, you may see them one a season
When she
where they
packing
be
her
in
clothes in that
the new
closet
house
for a
in the
trip.
closet, and he come in there and talk to her a little bit. We don't even get that anymore.
Nigga
Like,
out my house.
she
ain't even
was
here.
so taken back by
He
that scandal. I just think we're not going to get anything else from Jackie when it comes
No.
to her relationship, unfortunately. We're getting a little bit from one thing that I like about Mimi and Steve is I'm liking a refresh of people actually showing us their day-to-day life and having a personal story. So I
Mhm.
do like their personal story.
Mhm.
To your point, Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon, we only see Dr. Damon
Nothing.
on trips. I
That's
do,
it.
but I
Looking a
will
mess.
say this with this storyline dealing with their son, I do think he showed up a lot more this season to kind of help talk through that storyline. So I did appreciate that. But seeing them interact and seeing them day to day and her cooking for him and all of
We ain't
that,
even
like,
seen them go on a date
like,
on this show.
Nope.
yeah, no, they don't like. They're not gonna.
We
They're
haven't
not gonna
even
show
seen
that.
them do
and
Because
honestly,
anything.
I don't want to see it. So
that's
you
another
don't want to
thing.
hear
I
her
don't want
say,
Heavenly by
"Daddy."
herself.
You don't
No,
want to. I'm okay.
I don't want to
You
see
don't
Heavenly
want
by
her
herself. If I'm
daddy.
being
You don't
honest,
want her daddy. I
Heavenly is
feel like
No,
literally
it's
there to be
creepy.
an antagonist, very similar to
she's there
Toya,
for a
which is
reason.
why like
Yeah.
they're very polarizing to your point,
Mhm.
Mandy, of like they're
You
there
either
to get
love
at
them
each
or
other.
hate them.
Let's be honest, they're the reason why the show is still going.
That's it.
If
I
it
think should
wasn't
have
for
been
them
them two in
two,
the first show at this point. Shoot.
if it wasn't for them two, it would be no show because
No
it would be
show.
nothing really happening. And then
Yeah.
of course I would still give Simone and Cecil their props because I do
They
think they show
always
a
show they
lot
fights and all that. Yeah, they show a lot.
of what they're going through. And I think that, like I said, a lot of what they show, and I was like, wow, like, thank you. for showing some of this
Yeah, because
because
even when they talk to their siblings, like I loved when they had that fight. Then the next episode, Simone sat down with her gorgeous sister. Her sister's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
her sister is
And
beautiful.
bro, what I saw that, I said, "Whoa, like this is a gorgeous lady." And then Cecil brother went in on him and was like, "You see, I'm divorced. I don't want this for you and Simone, and
Thank
you was
you.
wrong." Like,
Yeah.
like they show it.
Yep. Yep. And so, okay. So the last couple of portions that we need to get to, we have 2 more portions, and I think these can go pretty quickly, hopefully. So we have quad segment dealing with King.
Ooh,
So I do want to talk about this because one thing that I will give Miss Quad this
Jasmine.
season is usually the feedback on Quad is she's not
Gives
usually
nothing.
with the group. She don't
Mhm.
usually give anything personal. And I felt like this season
She gave the most she's ever
she
had.
gave everything. I give her like
This
high
her most
accolades.
transparent.
Like
Mhm.
I mean to walk us through her IVF journey, which is very
Very brave. That was
extremely
brave to
personal.
me. That was brave.
And to even like talk to us about like how her and King weren't seeing it for each other. And I mean, she gave us some details of like, no, we ain't living in the same house because he don't want to move in with me and I ain't selling my house. She really gave a lot. And so for her to sit at the end of this season, I don't know. Like usually Quad for me is always just kind of like I could take her or leave her. But this season, I really felt like I was like, wow, like I'm happy they brought her back because she added so much value to the show for me. Although we know King, they are no longer together.
Mhm.
I think I actually got even more from the Heavenly and Quad interview with Carlos, where she really revealed of like I'm open to everything. Like she's like I'm open to carrying someone else's eggs. I'm open to adoption. I'm open to so like you're really through that interview I'm like wow like she really wants a kid. And up until this
She don't want
point
a man.
we've known Quad to be very anti I ain't having no
Kid.
kids with Dr. G. And so I didn't know up until this point like how like I mean I knew she was serious to go through 4 rounds of IVF. But like her saying, I definitely want a kid. I think it goes back to my point. Like, I don't think she's so sad about King. She just really wants a kid. And so, and I think she's enjoying her single life. I'm gonna be very honest.
Yeah.
I think after that marriage,
She done
I
with
don't
marriage.
know if she wants another marriage.
She don't want it.
I don't think she
She
wants
said
it.
she don't.
I think she really just wants the next phase of her life, and the next phase for her
It's
is a
kid.
child. So I'm rooting for Miss Quad, but I want to hear from you guys. Like, what did you guys think about that whole segment? And how did you feel about King being the one to announce that they were no longer together via social media?
I don't blame him.
Okay.
Think she was using that man like a baby factory and acting like he had no feelings about it. And I think that is so rude. I think that if she would have just came into the situation and did the whole, I think you're a good co-parent. You co-parent very well. You look very nice. Good head on your shoulder.
I'm looking for a donor.
Yeah, would you be interested in having a child? But no, she decided to date him away from everybody for a full year in secret. Then she brings him on the show with the ex-husband situation. He taking up for her. He's showing up for her, showing her all the love on this show. Got her so like last season it was Quad and King. Oh my God,
I
we
loved
so
King
for her.
last
We loved
season.
them. Then this season is all right. Forget all that. Forget a date night, forget me cooking for you, forget you going on dates with me and taking me out of town. We going to Ghana for this baby. You don't want this baby? I don't want to talk.
That's a good perspective, Andy.
Like, come on, man. Like, that ain't right. I don't think that's right.
And he has a child already,
and
too.
he has and I think that we're forgetting, like he said, like I love Quad. I wanted to give her what she wanted. At that point, he loved her. You know, it's been like 2.5, 3 years at that point. He was going to those Ghana doctor's appointments with her. He was flying everywhere with her. He was there for her. But once it came to the point where I feel like in his mind, when he realized, oh, if we don't have a baby, she don't really want me.
Yeah.
Again,
Well, he was like, "Can we take a break?" And she was looking like,
said,
"So
"No."
you mean for now? Do you mean like how many days?" I was
woke
like,
him up.
"Girl, like he."
It woke him up. He started realizing, oh, she don't want to have a baby with me because she loves me. she sees I'm a good guy and what I can give her and her child and how I am with my child's mother. So she said, "Oh, if I got some feelings for him, like we cool, we can kick it, like let's do it." And I think for him, he feel like a piece of me. Men have feelings too.
Yeah,
And if that's
you're gonna say you don't want to live with me,
thank you, but you
but
want
you
to
want
have
to
a
have a
kid.
baby with me.
That's the
A
only thing
kid.
Simone said that I liked that whole episode. Was that who said that?
Oh my God, Simone had such a good point. She said, "Okay, you guys couldn't figure out where to live. You couldn't figure out where you want to get married. You couldn't figure out anything like that, but you want to have a baby."
Make it make sense.
So for me, now I don't like the whole social media thing that he does. Any man does. I feel like you kind of
That's
lose some of your
childish.
credibility
Yeah,
when you
you
get on
Yes.
do.
social media talking about some look. What he say? Luck ran out and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
we not to.
He started
That's
getting a little catty.
lame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But when
that's
you start acting like a female, that's lame. You supposed to take it and eat it. Be like, I loved her, didn't work
That's
out.
it. That's it. I loved her.
don't
It
even
didn't work
say
out. I wish
nothing.
her the best. I wish her
Wish
the
her the
best.
Don't
best.
say
I felt like he was doing a preemptive strike though, because
Shit.
he knows how God is and he knows how heavenly is, and you're
Mm.
gonna have a
I get what you're
platform
saying. You
to
gonna say
talk
what you gonna
bad
say.
about me.
Yes.
So
Which
I'm
exactly
gonna
what
Good
happened.
preempt
point,
it
Shay.
because we both know
Mhm.
that is what they're going to do.
And that's
Yeah.
But
exactly
you
what
know what?
Heavenly
They
did.
didn't talk negative about him though.
No,
On
that let's go back. Let's go back. I remember I was watching that Carlos thing with Heavenly. As soon
Mhm.
as King commented
Oh
on
yeah,
that post,
opportunist, right?
Heavenly called him an opportunist, called
Yeah.
him all type of stuff, said Quad didn't really like
Heavenly
him
was
like
waiting.
that.
Heavenly was waiting, but Quad, I was looking more for Quad's response. I don't care about what Heavenly got to say.
She did a little TMZ
I
classy
don't
little,
care.
oh, still have all the love for him, blah, 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 whatever. But
Yeah,
I
that's
get
why
what
I'm like,
you're
if
saying.
Quad cool, I'm cool. Like I'm looking more to
Yeah.
what Quad's response is, and one
But
thing that I
he
will
knew
give
that
her
it
is
was the
she's like,
machine
look,
of the show.
Yeah.
I think he was thinking of the machine of the show, and even how she kept saying he not at this reunion. She didn't want him at the reunion. That kind of like threw me a little bit. Like
he should have been at the reunion. He should have been able to
she
speak on his
said, she
own.
told him he couldn't come.
Exactly.
Well,
So it's a perfect
production
platform.
shouldn't have let that happen.
Thank you,
They
because
should
I
have
wanted
said
to hear
it then.
Quad side. I mean King side. I wanted
I
him
would
to
have loved
say,
it if we had to hear
yeah,
Dr. G and her bicker and argue and tell us about how they was beating on each other at the same
that was the
time.
most insane reunion. And you dragged me. I
Bruh.
was like, what am I?
Like, we
I was
can
like, I feel
handle
like I was clutching my imaginary
And
pearls.
that man is a doctor.
we can handle the King situation. I
A
mean, that was the worst.
psychiatrist at that. He messed with people's minds, acting a fool
Ugh.
like that. So I didn't like that, Marla. That was my moral of the story with the whole. But I
Okay.
feel like that's what Quad does. I feel like with Quad and men, she gets them for what she can get out of them.
She gets what she wants.
Once she can't get what she want out of them, it's a
Bye.
wrap. You never existed, buddy. Like
Miss
it's that
Quad,
simple.
Miss Quad. She got it. She got it.
And that's
That's a
why
sad life.
I wanted to follow up really quick because I've been seeing the conversation about what Carlos and Dustin and Blue and all of them said about the situation with Quad and how they feel like the women are jealous of Quad because she's divorced and blah blah blah. I don't
I
like
ain't
that
gonna lie.
notion.
Okay, hold
I
on, hold on.
don't
Let me just
get
say
that.
this.
Thank
I
you,
don't think
Shay.
it's
I don't like
everybody.
that notion.
I don't think it's everybody. I think what they were trying to say. This is why I be mad at Claudia. Because Claudia think like a dude, and she's supposed to be on there to kind of help
Claudia
say
is
it in a
pointless.
way
We can
that
get her out.
is not how they said it. I think what they're saying is, okay, this season we saw Simone, for instance, talk about to her sister, girl, I'm ready to leave all of them, the kids, like she talked about it. I mean, no, literally, like that's what she said. Like,
Did.
I'm
Did. All three of
baby,
them. All three
I'm
of
about
them.
What
to
they
go back
gotta
to,
do
I'm
with
about
being
to
jealous
pick
of
up that.
Quad?
Hold on. I'm about to pick up my condo and I'm about to roll out. Then you also have Jackie, who knowingly knows, everybody knows that she don't be knowing where that man at. We know she don't know where he be at.
And she don't care.
And he show up
I don't think
when
she
he's supposed to
cares.
do
Yeah,
the casting
I think
call.
with Jackie, I don't think she cares.
I think she
He
cares.
does the casting call, and then she just it is what it is. And then we have Toya and Eugene. I think they love each other. I think they do, but I do think Toya has said all the time that she's doing this by herself. And I will tell you, as a person who is raising, if you feel like you in a marriage and you are a single parent raising kids, that breeds so much resentment. I mean, one kid breeds resentment. I can only imagine having two boys where they need the most pivotal person in their life is their daddy, who is around but ain't around. Like, I'm not saying that they all feel like, oh my God, Quad's life is amazing. I think what they were trying to say is each one of them have had probably moments where they're looking at Quad is the only one that left. She's the only one that got tired of the stuff, and she's the only one that had the balls to leave. And I do think some of them love their people enough to where they like, nah, but then others are like, I ain't gonna lie though, her life has glowed up since she left that man. She's living her best life. She's always gone. So like, I mean, the grass is always greener on the other side. And I'm not saying that one is better than the other. I'm not saying that they looking at her that they shouldn't want these things. I'm just saying, like, I think they said it in the wrong way. I think they're trying to say, like, they see this person flourishing out of this marriage that got tired of taking
But
the
is she?
disrespect. And then you have Simone that's
Why
over here
life ain't
claiming
flourishing
my
to
whole
me?
But
family
that's
disrespects me.
the abstract. That's the
But the
grass
grass
ain't
is
greener
greener
on
on
the
the
side.
other side.
Oh, okay, I was
It
gonna
looks
like
like
it is.
that's
That's a
what I'm
house.
saying.
Yeah.
It looks like
That's
it
a
is,
house.
but she's lonely. And she wants something that she can't have, which is a child. So she's going through her own journey. I think, yes, right now she's on this show, but her relevance and how she handles her money is going to be critical. It's just her. So like, I do think the grass is greener on the other side when you're looking at like, I can do this, I can and they said it wrong. That's my 2 cents. But continue, Mandy.
I think the only person that really should have left their husband was Contessa.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say Jackie. I'm sorry. I don't understand what Curtis brings to your life.
I'm gonna tell you why. You keep forgetting who Jackie is. She is a Southern super Christian belle. She don't believe in divorce, baby. She doesn't believe in. I think Jackie is completely happy with her situation. I think
And they
that she
probably ain't got no
forgave that
prenup.
man.
And she like, that
Yeah,
man
like
gonna get all my money.
yeah,
Nah,
she
she
forgave
don't.
that man.
Oh, she
Yeah,
ain't got
ain't
no
no
prenup.
prenup. She been with that man
Probably
since
not.
how
Cheaper to
long?
keep them. Cheaper to keep them. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Jackie is.
but
I think the
Simone,
only
I'ma say this.
person that should have left a man
Was Contessa.
100% was Contessa. That
Yeah,
No,
that's one
that
that's
man
even
was
more
actually
them 2
resentful.
abusing
seasons
her.
was crazy.
That was
Them
actually
seasons was
that was
bad.
abuse, y'all. That was
Yeah.
abuse.
Even to this
Yeah.
day, she still does the same thing where she
Same
talk
thing.
crazy
And that
then
gives me abuse.
talks people from people.
When
Yeah.
you remember what you say about your man and you have to like, I can't. No. I never said that. Like, abuse.
The way
in
that
my
she
hood.
was talking about divorce and got scared and didn't say it out
Mhm.
loud at that reunion, and then it
That
turned
was
into a
crazy.
whole tizzy.
Yes.
I was
Like,
crazy.
I
And he
feel
came
for
out and sat
Contessa.
next to her like, you better not say nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
No.
crazy.
And
He
Quan
had
was
to
like,
sit
she doesn't
next
want
to
to say
her.
she wants a divorce, but I was like, oh my God. That's the only
Yeah.
person that should have left their
Yeah.
man.
So you're saying that Carlos Dem said that they think that all the women are
Yes.
jealous of
And
Quad.
Cecil went in on them as he should.
I don't think anybody's jealous of Quad about her being
I don't
single.
think none of them is jealous of Quad. I
And
think they just wanted Quad to be their friend.
yeah, that's really it. Like she did, like we said, she had a good season. I think
She
she
had
was
the
more
best
relatable to
season
the
in a
girls.
while.
I'm just happy Simone went on there talking about Sister Circle this year. That's the only thing. I'm just happy we didn't get not
Hey,
one
what's
Sister
signing
Circle.
Simone because the grudge holding there and I thought I was bad. I'll be remembering every single thing that
That's
somebody
why her and
mentioned to me.
Jackie ain't gonna never be friends again. That girl
Ever.
can hold a grudge. Okay.
Ever.
So then the last one before we get off, because we're
Oh,
almost
God.
well over. We got to talk about Heavenly and
And
her politics.
God bless her.
So
That's all I got to
one
say.
thing, okay, or maybe we don't need to talk about it because it don't
You
sound
talk
like
about it.
very positive.
I can't vote for her, so
Okay. So
she
part
picked the
of
wrong
the
one.
reunion was they did mention at the end of the first part that if Heavenly ends up, getting this seat, she likely will not be able to be a part of Married to Medicine.
Interesting.
Carlos did a interview like we talked about with her and Quad, and the first portion was really talking about like why she's running her run. I was pleasantly surprised to hear that like Carlos donated fully Andy donated fully to her campaign, and they all are taking
wasting
it very
money.
seriously.
I'm about to say, why are we doing
They
this?
some idiots. Like I
Oh my
Why
just
are we doing
God.
this?
I cannot.
I
like,
don't feel like
Andy is doing it because it will be the first on his show that
right. It ain't
Yes.
nothing. He don't believe in that lady.
I feel like we cannot, out of one breath, say we can't stand Trump for his
Thank you, Shay.
non-politics having self
Thank you,
full
Shay.
of drama, and then turn around and vote for Heavenly. I just don't. I don't see
Yo,
how we can do
mama.
that.
With a YouTube page that you could go down weeks and weeks and weeks of her just talking mess.
I don't think she would take it
Well,
seriously. I
she has
don't.
influence.
No,
She's
y'all.
a
Let's
horrible
be honest.
star.
No, let's break this down, Marla. No. Let's pause. Think about this. What committees would they put her on in the House?
None.
I wanna know.
Absolutely none.
Well, the ones that she really had like a real big passion for, but she talked a lot about the school programs for what was a few things. Insurance, which I think
She
is
don't
very well
accept
versed for.
insurance. So what she know about
She only
insurance?
said
Next.
Actually, she used to be an insurance agent, so she actually has an insurance license.
So she
Yeah,
used to
but-
be everything. She used to be a real estate agent,
She has an
First of all,
insurance license.
broker, a
Did you just
mortgage
call her?
broker,
You
a
just call her
bail
Barbie.
bondsman.
You just said she Barbie.
I
she
mean,
either Barbie or she Capadonna. Which one is she?
it's like she just everything. She is a teacher. They gonna say, okay, I want some life insurance. She gonna say, I got my life insurance license like Vicky. She gonna tell you she got everything. But what has she done with any of it, Marla? She is a cosmetic dentist.
That don't accept insurance.
Thank you. So let's move on. Next, what committee? I just really want to know.
She wants to be a part of so she's three things, three main goals. So school programs for SNAP specifically that
Or like
that
free
is what
lunches and
really
stuff.
We could put on the
free lunches
hood.
and
Okay,
stuff.
hood.
Okay,
She
She,
can go in
okay.
the
she
hood.
really wants to help with that because she was a person that had to receive it when she was younger, and then being a single parent, as she's like, y'all know, I had a kid, very
Yeah.
early on, so this is very near and dear to me. She also talked a lot about just the mental health crisis and how like just seeing, and I was very intrigued of just how she was able to really break it down of what happened to her son, and how like majority of a lot of those men, and we know this even from Portland, like they're just putting people in the jail systems because they don't have anywhere to put them as far as like homes,
Yeah.
and that they don't even get a hearing until 2 years when they shouldn't
Sure.
have been there in the first place. So
And
that
they
was
get more
something that she
crazy.
wanted to kind of get into on reform, on mental health. And then there was one other one that I'm trying to think about. It was the mental health that, and I'm drawing a blank, but I had it. But no,
Okay.
I will say this. She did a great job on the interview. I actually saw Quad in action, and I was pleasantly surprised by how she was also able to speak to the issues and really be able to support Heavenly in the conversation. Like I actually got to see like, oh, I get why she picked her, even though we know that they have guys. I'm not saying they have any background in politics. We know they don't. But what I will say is they showed up well in the interview to really be able to talk through like what her priorities were for her specific district. Oh, she also talked a lot about regentrification in that district, and how a lot of
And
that
she
is
the one
happening
doing
right
it.
now.
She be buying and flipping houses all the time
Mhm.
in the hood.
Jesus. Mandy, who campaign are you on?
I'm just trying to keep it real. And then let's not forget that Heavenly got on the TV. I forgot who interviewed somebody. She said the only reason why she made Kawhi her campaign manager was to guarantee that they discussed her campaign on the show.
I mean, that was smart, but
I mean, it's strategic to me.
but Quad, I mean, they did though.
They did.
But Quad, actually, I'm gonna be honest, like I thought the Watch What Happens was going to be more about them talking about the show, which is why I watched. But I was very surprised at the very beginning about how a lot of it was talking about like Carlos like really guiding the conversation about her campaign, why he believes in her, and just saying like outside of the show, like
Everybody
the
believe
people
her. They
really
can't
know.
vote for her. That sounds so great.
I know. And she's like, the people that really believe in her are the ones to your point
Don't
that
live
like,
in her district.
what I'm hearing also that I thought was interesting is
It's so great a
clearly
outside of your district.
Heavenly is very performative on the show. But
Yes.
what they are saying is that's not her in real life. And like if it's something that she's very passionate about, like what she's trying to do, that they 100% will back her. And she talked about Andy
Just
and her
like that beauty supply store.
but
She
she's
didn't want
claimed
that. That was her
she
daughter.
didn't want it in the first place. It was for her daughter.
Yeah, I believe that. That's good.
I do.
I do because
That's good.
she ain't got no
Heavenly
business having a
hair,
wig.
right?
Like,
Heavenly hair ain't that ain't nothing she
That's
interested in.
good.
Look
I'm
at
so
look at
glad
the
y'all
wig she
believe
be
it.
wearing. That ain't nothing she interested in. She
I
don't
mean,
care about no
was that
bundles.
was that a great business thing to do? No, because there's a beauty supply on every other corner.
Absolutely not. And I think her daughter was truly, who's more into it, was supposed to really run it. But we don't really know, to your point, Mandy, what's happened with that because her daughter is.
I'm just glad that her campaign outside of District 13 in Georgia is doing so good.
No, but she's saying like, so she actually gave some statistics. She said they've knocked on so many doors over there. She's getting
I'm
great
so
feedback.
glad.
So
Mhm.
we'll see. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that it's a vote that people should vote for. What I'm saying is I actually took her seriously.
She should have started with the State House, like she said.
I don't know.
I would have took her very seriously if she would have kept it on the state level first. Let's get your feet wet. Let's see what's going on first. Let's affect people in Georgia first.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I would have took her way more. Like, I liked how she started off with, I'm going to run for the state
But I think
house.
the reason why she wants to go federal is because it's really dealing with her son in the jail systems. And I think that's where you get more reform and impact is the federal level. But to your point, you got to walk before you can run.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you can't even get through an argument with a cast member. How you finna talk to Ted Cruz now?
But
Like,
I think what they're saying is, okay,
that's not gonna work.
Anyhow it goes. Heavenly, listen, I would love to see how. Yeah, best of luck.
Like, can y'all see her
We
sitting
will
in
see.
these hearings and trying
Actually,
to vote on a federal judge?
The way it's
Can you
operating,
see
I can't see the jokers that's up there sitting. So I just.
But if that's our bar, we're gonna keep
No,
going
but
down.
I think she gives me. Okay, don't kill me.
Here we go.
She gives me like an unexperienced Jasmine Crockett.
No, that lady is a lawyer.
Yeah, no.
I said an unexperienced. Here's
No,
what
that
I'm
lady.
saying.
No, we're not doing that because that lady
I
can't.
said
You said that because of her
unexperienced.
personality. No,
It's giving
That's what I'm saying.
Lauren
That's
Boebert.
what I'm saying.
right.
What I'm saying
It's
is
giving Markway Mullen, the
he is
plumber,
not going to be
that's now our
afraid
Homeland Security
to
director.
speak up when other people are not speaking up. Now, I think she's definitely not going to be on no yo mama in the Supreme, in the courthouse. But I do think why people what one thing that Carlos said that actually resonated with me is like, oh, that's an interesting take. Is there's a lot of people that's like, I want someone that I know is actually going to speak up and is actually going to like talk and speak up on my behalf. And what they're saying
That's how we got
is
MAGA.
for those.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm clearly the outlier.
We gotta be real. I'm sorry, y'all. I take politics so serious. I take politics so serious. So her running just really did something to me. And I feel like if we're gonna have this bar of there's a reality star in the presidency, we're gonna forever be in turmoil in this country. If we don't go back to meritocracy in this country, we are doomed.
Yeah, but right now it's kind of hard to say. I'm gonna be honest, coming into this election, and I mean, we don't have to go fully into politics. It's going to have to be someone who's popular that's going to be able to win the Democratic seat. It's going to have to be someone because of what we have seen. I mean, literally, we got Drewski right now doing skits.
I'd rather him run than her. At least he's an anthropologist that know about people.
What I'm saying is, like, unfortunately, our politics are so unserious right now.
Yes.
Like it is.
So let's not make them more unserious.
But I don't think she won't be serious about that.
She will be unserious.
And that's where I was like, okay, I get it. I'm not saying she's the most qualified. I'm not saying that she should get the seat. I'm just saying
qualified.
from that interview, I took her as a serious contender versus somebody I thought was just doing this at one point just to do it and to see if she could do it. So she actually had rhyme and reason. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm actually understanding more as to why you're running. I understand what your goals are. Do I think you're the most qualified of the candidates? I don't know the candidates on the list. So I don't know. But one thing she did say that was very eye-opening for me is she's the only one that actually lives in the actual district compared to the others. So she may actually get some leeway. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know Georgia. I don't know the area that she lives in. But all I'm saying is
Clayco,
She
All
looks
I'm
like
saying
Will.
is, sis
I mean,
may actually really be running on some things, and it's no
she
different
couldn't
than one
even
of
tell
our
you what she's
family.
running on. She told you she running because her son went to jail. What
No,
does that do
that's
for
not what this
the
interview was
people?
about, and I was trying to tell y'all what the fuck. I mean,
I watched
again,
the whole
if
interview,
you,
Marla.
yeah, I'm just saying, I got from that interview the seriousness of what her pillars of what she was running for.
Okay, I'm
Now,
glad she
again,
got you.
I can't say
I can't
that
vote
she's
for
the
that lady.
most qualified,
Yeah, like I'm glad she got you.
but I think she is a serious contender. I think she is somebody that really wants this seat,
Let me
and she
look this
really
up. I
wants
don't
to
think
be
she
good.
is.
They said that she what is it? She made it to the next
She
level.
qualified to run. Anybody could qualify to
Qualified
run.
to run. Everybody can't qualify to run. You gotta have so much funds or something like that. It's like a whole list
No.
of things you gotta have to qualify. But listen, all I'm saying is she may be somebody's fit. She may not be our fit, but we don't gotta vote for her. So
Best of
good
luck
luck
to
to you,
lady.
Heavenly.
Right.
And we will see what happens in this election. I'm curious. And I think they say early voting is actually coming up in April.
It
So
is.
we'll actually
I wish I
know
would.
a
I
little
wish I
bit
was in her thing just to
more.
vote against her.
Okay,
I
Toya.
live in Fulton County though, so I can't. My congresswoman actually up there doing stuff. Sister Nakima Williams that took over for the great late John Lewis, legendary. That's my congresswoman. Mm.
All right. And so with that, guys, it has been a wonderful time going through some Married to Med. Who knew that this one show would take up so much time? But next time we have the finale for Married to Medicine. And we need to talk about a few other shows. There's been some explosive things with Bell Collective.
Mhm.
Love and Marriage Huntsville got some stuff happening with Destiny's storyline that I think is actually really good this season. So we'll talk about a little bit more. Oh, also we got some ins and outs for the new Real Housewives of Potomac, allegedly, as well as New Jersey. So, your girls will be coming back to you soon. And oh, by the way, I can't end this pod without saying we hit 2,500 downloads, y'all.
Yes, we
Thanks to
did.
y'all. Our long, lengthy podcast that y'all be downloading and listening to. We appreciate all of your love and support. Continue to like, continue to subscribe on YouTube. We love the chats on the TikTok. So
Child.
just keep it coming, and we'll continue to do the same and continue to give you guys content consistently until next time.
Bye.